Welcome back, everybody. Cheers. I'm Rogue. I'm here. I made it. We're in Philadelphia. We're at RGB LAN number 7 here supporting charities, playing some Team Fortress 2 and a whole bunch else. But I'm joined here by the esteemed Spade Slick. How you doing, man?
I'm thrilled to be here, even regardless of the LAN that I've been going to for the past 9 years now. The most endearing fact of my position right now is that I'm standing right next to my esteemed former teammate and one of the best people I've met in this game. So I am honored for you to be here just as much as I am honored to be here.
Much love, Sean. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to hop on the mic here. Yeah, like you mentioned, you had played in this tournament so far and are now hopping on to commentate the Team Fortress 2 playoffs here. So anyone not familiar, we've gone through a whole weekend here at RGB LAN 7 of Team Fortress 2. So we started with basically a whole double elimination bracket where the teams, playing back and forth, neck and neck, leaving us now with basically the lower bracket finals and then the grand finals coming up next.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy the dynamic because previously they started by only doing all of the TF2 schedule on Saturdays, and over the years, the Fragile has really cleaned it up and made it kind of as streamlined as you can possibly do it through human power, and it gives a little bit of life for everybody to not just get completely squished, but it helps with the streamline of time. It just works. That's all I wanted to say. It just works.
Amen. Well, before we get into our quick charity read, I want to just take a second and celebrate. So just for me, my first LAN was in this Expo Center 10 years ago. My first ever Team Fortress 2 LAN, first ever real tournament. And what a homecoming, to be here 10 years later, fall of 2014 to fall of 2024. We're getting old out here. Thanks, everyone, for staying up past your freaking 6 p.m. bedtimes, you old farts, huh?
I'm really starting to feel it, even regardless of the fact that I just played a few hours of TF2. I'm starting to get up there. My body's starting to make sounds every time I get up and sit down from a chair.
Yeah, well, with that, we're excited to bring you our charities here. So RGB is classically a charity fundraising event where the 3 color channels, RGB, red, green, blue, each represent a different charity. So everyone here who's playing and competing and doing everything in between will represent one of these charities and then work to raise funds for them along the way. So first off of our 3 charities, we have Julia's Grace, which is a charity that works to basically support the lifestyles of children who are dealing with cancer and different, basically severe medical conditions where it's really hard to find that silver lining and enjoy the time that you do have. So Julia's Grace is doing a lot of work to, keep everyone as happy as they can. So thank you for all of your hard work there.
Do you mind if I take the green team?
Please.
Yes. So only because I'm covered in green. Go Celtics. The green charity this year is Help Hope Live, which I believe they've been one of the charities basically every single year. They're one of the most recurring that I see, and it's for a extremely noble cause and honestly a pretty core belief for a lot of people in that a medical crisis should not or will not cause a financial burden. Help Hope Live provides funding for any and all in need of medical expenses, even those with insurance. So thank you to Help Hope Live, because you are only a recurring charity because not only the work you do, but you are a great help to the RGB staff. Thank you.
And rounding it out here on the blue channel, we have the Philly Tech Sisters, which is a great local group that works to create opportunities for women of color in the tech industry. Right, so they run a lot of, for example, local workshops and different types of educational content, different types of support for helping diversify the tech scene and the tech world, which is a really exciting group because, of course, with all the different AI boom and everything going on in tech, we're very grateful for their work as well. So that rounds out our 3 charities here, and that leads us basically into this lower bracket finals match. How are you feeling about this matchup, Sean?
Oh, don't ask me, because I'm a little sad right now. The only reason I stand before you today in front of this microphone, not only to test out my casting capabilities for the first time, but if the bracket gets pulled up. But either way, my team, the Goblin Zone, shout outs to them. We were unfortunately eliminated from the lower bracket semis. So we are watching, or at least I am watching the team that beat me. That's not really fun. But I at least know that I'm kind of in tune with their players and their play style and their strengths. So I'm happy to kind of call it as I see it because they have a pretty big challenge ahead. I mean, we were kind of looking to at least get on the podium, maybe get third, but instead, there always is I always feel a surprise kind of dark horse fourth team that shows up and really outperforms. So I'm thrilled for them. I met all of them earlier today, but like I said, they got a lot of food on their plate right now because this Nitrous team is pretty experienced across the board.
That's right. So, yeah, for Nitrous, you mentioned they're definitely the favorite in this matchup, right? So maybe we can run down that roster just briefly. So, on the side of Nitrous, we have Trip in leading the team. Then we also have Hannah, we have Kawa, Sage J, Deadly Seed, and our friend Apathy rounding out that roster. So, yeah, these are names that we've seen in and around Invite a lot of times before. We've seen it land. You know, this is a team you see on the roster, and it's like, yep, they're definitely going to make a placement, and let's see if they can rock the boat enough to maybe take some rounds off in grand finals. Who knows?
Even outside of experience, there's a lot of tenure on this team. Trip and Hannah have been to multiple of these lands and have done well and placed. Kawa's been playing literally forever, and that's a good thing. And you know, even the rest of the roster, they all have their strengths, and you know, I see them as very DM heavy, but also really good to coordinate.
That's right, and so Monolith now are our underdogs. Yeah, that dark horse team that, yeah, that's the beauty of LAN, right? It's, you know, when you have a longer season of like a whole month over month and practicing and all that, you know, teams have a lot of iteration of back and forth of like working things out. But when you're here at LAN, if you're on, you're just on, right? You're having a good weekend, then that's all it takes to land yourself here. And, you know, basically in the third place decider, seeing who goes off to compete for grand finals. So you want to run us down the Monolith roster?
Sure, as painful as it will be. Monolith has a roster of 6 that is starts with Gundon as the leader on Medic. The scouts are Semper and Sodi, is that? No, it's Semper and Gamble, my apologies. We have Sodi and Untamed on Soldiers and Tax on Demo. Really, every single one of them surprised me. I mean, not particularly surprised by Untamed. He did the exact same thing to me last LAN. Thank you, Untamed. But all of these players, I was absolutely surprised by. I think it's mostly because I'm a little bit older and I'm not in the whole manosphere as often as I would be to recognize some of these names. But I certainly learned who those names were and the prowess that they have with them today. Either way, some may see it as a slight gap, but I still see it as it will be a fantastic best of 3 to watch and commentate.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, we talk about like what it takes to win on LAN here, and sometimes your team is, like I mentioned, just so hot right out the gate. You got what it takes to, maybe it's a great map for you, or someone just pops off and you take a win there. But actually, what we saw when I caught the end of the lower bracket semis, like the match you had just played, it was one of those, like, you know, tied at 2-2 on process and went into a long overtime as well, like over 10 minutes, I think.
We had a lot of last Uber pushes by both teams, and like they held by the skin of their teeth at least a couple times. But yeah, there's so many dynamics that go into playing in person that as a first-time LAN goer, you might be, it might be a little jarring to you, but for those that have come at least a few times, they at least know what to expect. You know, they have a differentiating and kind of wide range level of skill disparity, but in that, there's still the outside effects. This is a very raucous venue. A lot of stuff happens at the same exact time as the TF2 tournament, so you never know when someone's announcing something, or someone's going to scream esports, or applause happens. It's always very surprising. It comes up when you least expect it, but that's the joy in playing at LAN.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I lost my composure there. Talking about esports where you least expect it. I got a certain whisper in my ear about esports. So anyway, keeping it calm here. I'm doing totally fine. That didn't get me whatsoever. Go ahead and try. You can't shake me. But okay, so I was curious in this game where we mentioned that they're the underdogs, and now we're going into a full best of 3 as well for the lower bracket finals. So we're starting off on Snakewater, and I was curious basically, so out of the Monolith team, do you think they showed you anything that makes you think they can take maps or take the match here in this lower bracket finals?
We were actually, also to tag on to some of the LAN intangibles I just mentioned, we were actually sitting pretty close to them. So if you're pretty close to your opposition, you will maybe, it's impossible to not hear it. You may get a indication of what the enemy team is planning to do. Even so much as it was as close as, you know, one of the Goblin teammates. We know what we were doing. But from what I'm listening to, they had a lot of good coordinated pushes. Their DM is very strong. Semper in particular was just, both Semper and Gamble kind of gave me the business, but they have the DM necessary to at least go toe-to-toe with this team. It just depends on coordination and pushes.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to see if they, like how far that takes them in this kind of a match, right? Especially again over a best of 3 where, yeah, as each of these maps go in and out, we'll see how much they're able to adjust and adapt, especially because a lot of these players have played together before, but never in such a, what do you call it? Like in a high stakes context.
That's why even regardless with that, you know, I particularly Hannah and Trip and Apathy have done this previously. So, I mean, I also enjoy it by playing with the Goblins. I've been playing with the same, you know, core 3-4 other people for a long time. So that adds to the enjoyment, that adds to the chemistry, and just the overall experience of being here at LAN. So I think, you know, for however it goes for these 12 players, just playing this match it exemplifies what LAN's about.
Amen. Yeah, really in this, yeah, you said it well before, there's so much happening here. Like the vibe in the air is so electric, and yeah, we have now 12 in the server, so even my vibes are getting a little bit electric here. So we are here. Anyone just joining us, this is RGB LAN number 7. We're here in Philadelphia. We have 12 in the server, and it looks like we're getting ready to start our lower bracket finals. Here we go, on our way to mid here on Snakewater.
I'm watching soldier aggression for these mids.
Let's see how well they can close the distance. Demo's laying a little bit of that suppressing fire. Scouts kind of spamming out. Soldiers both flying in from the side of Nitrous, landing right on the medic, and Trip grabbing Gundam as the first pick from mid.
That's a jumper main play right there.
And so many others fall as well. Like, losing your med isn't the end of the world, but yeah, even these players basically trying to die as fast as possible. But wait a second. Gamble grabs Hannah at the last second there. A med pick will make this a much closer round.
I'm not too particularly surprised. Gamble always has pretty decent positioning to put himself in these types of gotcha moments as that just happened.
Yeah, Gamble more like hedging bets, or bet hedger. Anyway, we have a point capture going down here for second. They're going to lock this up. Now they have about a 40% add on the side of Monolith, but there's not too much you can do with that, right? Pushing out of your last is very dangerous because if you mess up a little bit, then you lose the entire round. So we see Gamble here coming up on the Engineer, building up that level 3.
I'm really happy that they didn't pull this out against us, but this is surprising. I saw it maybe a couple times that they would try and have a gun forward, but that never stuck. But if they want any chance at grabbing some rounds or even grabbing a map, they need to play a little turtly. They need to minimize their mistakes.
Yeah, it's nice as well. Sometimes when like the rounds start out so fast, you're on, woo, nice shot, Sempar. Yeah, that's what we want to wake up into the round, right? Yeah, like sometimes with LAN, if you kind of snowball right away, you never find your footing as a team and never like think methodically. So I'm actually pretty happy that we start off with a little bit more space here. Quick bomb trying to shove that sniper off the sight line and see if you can reposition your team.
I'm seeing a silly class right now.
Oh yeah?
I think Ka was on one of my favorites as a Highlander connoisseur myself. The spy class can be make or break for a lot of plays and holds and coordination.
The early spy is very brave, especially on
my
LAN.
goodness,
Like,
this is very early.
Normally you do this as like a play. If ever all else fails, you come up with something creative like this. To go spy right away, going for the decloak and a massive drop. There we go. Round wide open here. Actually, I like this from Tax, playing a little aggressive, saying like, I don't want to even let them come casually through this door. Hana's Uber's halfway over, and they're only just now closing the distance. Gun goes down. We have only 3 up here on the side of Monolith, and actually they're managing to hold the point, and these heals out of Gundam are so barely keeping them alive. But hey, whether you have a full HP or no HP, you still do the same damage, or full HP or 1, you still do the same damage. So they hold on. They use that heal to keep them in the game. Now, resetting here, we have actually a massive advantage for Hana. So Gundam going down like at the end there was, you know, like it was necessary, right, to keep your medic on the point just to hold on to the round. But now in the face of this, what is a 60-ish% disadvantage, yeah, let's see if Hana can kind of drive it home. And let's see, it looks like it might be like a scout Uber through lower.
What's fabulous about sixes is that a 60 ad is definitely, it does not constitute a successful push at all. But teams have made better out of wars.
Amen. Taking apathy through lower here. Jumping in again, closing this distance, shove them in spawn. Now it's when you look for a little bit of cap time here. But look at this. Everyone, again, touching the point is just kind of getting obliterated. Gundam realizing that there's not too much to hope for here, going for the last-ditch effort. And there we go. The first round going to Nitrous in this best of 3.
They kept some height. They had a very early entry. Their ancillary off classes were way out of position. I kind of had to learn that the hard way, where you can't be as far out as with your gun on engineer, or else if they're fast enough, then they get not only the gun, they also get a kill. Which is what we saw there. Still looking for soldier movement here on this mid.
We saw a lot out of Nitrous, the double soldier bomb really early on. But wait a second, is that a pyro to mid? Is my HUD
no, your HUD's
having a little
not
bit of a hard
broken.
time? Whoa!
They've,
Cowards are feeling a little cocky, huh?
Yeah, they did a little bit of this in group play, so I'm not I'm not too surprised.
So this is a weird one. Oh wait, the bomb in? Hang on a second, and the reflex kill!
Wow.
The detonator! Boy, why did I doubt? So much damage out of Kawa. Listen, don't hate the player, hate the game.
You think land rockets are good. How about if they're reflected back to you? What are you going to say then?
Yeah. God, that's something I didn't expect to see. Again, round 2, it's yeah, you know, taking big risks is always a fun one, but you don't expect it to go so well so quickly.
They have the positioning and Uber ad, of course, but again, their slow capping doesn't really constitute an easy in. They will have enough to have even Ubers here, unless they go right now.
It's interesting. So I guess Untamed has been down, so they don't want to go too quick. But basically, Hana lost the Uber advantage by you know, kind of giving Gundam enough time to build back up. But now they have a Heavy who's buffed up. Oh, sorry, yeah, of course, Untamed being down was even more reason for Hana and the team to use this ad quickly. But, you know, again, playing a little bit of Highlander here, having a Heavy, having a Sniper, really bunkering down on defense here. But you have an Uber as well. You just kind of, yeah, this is where we start to slow it down, right? So this is kind of good for the sniper where you want to go for those picks, but even for the offense right now, Trip gets to see, like, where's the best spot to bomb? Like, ooh, no one's watching the right angle. I can jump straight into a single player who shows up and then bam, grab Senpal right away. Ooh, actually a nice kind of a, like, free pick. There we go. It's sort of like dry push. It's one of those things like, will cancel once it stops working, but it just kept working. Wait, and is that a flog on the pyro or just a regular taunt? Yeah, no, it is the flog.
Oh, it is. I did not see that.
Wow. Yeah, get some pyro on pyro action here. We, yeah, you never know what you're gonna get here. And there's another round for Nitrous off a big play from the pyro on mid, sealing the deal in this kind of like weird dry push and then collapsing at the end.
2 pyros in 7 minutes. Is it Christmas?
And we saw Engineer, Spy, Sniper, Heavy. So I think we've had all 9 classes in the first couple minutes of the game.
Shout out to Highlander. Shout out to Boat Team. Shout out to Man Crush Monday.
Yeah. Is that player collision? Surely not. I do the same thing, letting everyone know I'm also frustrated. You know, give a little mouse wiggle like, I'll get him next time. But here we go on mid. Trip flying in from the skies here, doing a ton of damage to both the medic and the scout. So now it's kind of actually an easier cleanup. And really great movement, actually. Like you mentioned, the soldier movement of like, start from the high ground and then low ground and then high ground again. It's like they can't really clean you up comfortably. But then again, I guess they can clean you up very comfortably.
They win their
so
first mid. That's really good.
no Uber advantage. So it looks like, yep, Untamed holding down second point here, so they'll comfortably be able to get to second. But getting into last is a whole new beast here with even Ubers. Apathy actually, yeah, like kind of getting a little, I would say this is a bit greedy. Yeah, like kind of just face checking 6 players, going for a bomb. Okay, yeah. Ooh, I take it back. Apathy on Shantae. This still is very dubious, but at least it was good style points.
We'll give him style points.
Uber's evening up here still, both medics building about equivalently.
They're looking for some brute force.
Trip going down. It looks like, wait, Kawa went so low here, but they don't seal the deal. The Trip and Apathy both being down. We kind of want Monolith to get a little more aggressive here and push this advantage. Sodi locking out the spawn means that people who want to rotate can't for a little bit. 3v3, but good heals. That's tough. Yeah, with that heal advantage, like, you know you can win a sustained fight, but you don't have enough damage to get picks before the respawns.
I didn't particularly see that bomb, but just with the results, I mean, Hannah kind of puts your team in a precarious situation here. I mean, even if they don't get the cap, they can just come in with a full Uber push.
Taking this Uber through Shutter, popping right away. We do have a soldier kind of hiding up in drop down. We'll keep an eye on that for later. But as of right now, both scouts working their way towards the point, kind of shoving everyone back in the spawns. Demo's trying to stick up the point, see if they can keep people off it. 2 players down for Nitrous, now 3. Only 1 on the side of Monolith is down right now. So we want to just convert this advantage like we mentioned, you know, go for the picks, do some damage.
Fantastic round by Monolith.
They're well executed, right?
Absolutely.
They managed to win that mid without an Uber ad, which is almost that like free pass down to last. But yeah, they managed to take it all the way there and win like a kind of clean play, yeah, off that pick onto Hannah.
I'm imagining Nitrous will play probably either way more aggressive or slightly more passive just to make sure Hannah lives in all of these pushes. It's a major win con there.
Both soldiers on this high ground. Trip has been very sharp on these mids. Let's see. Ooh, a fast bomb in. Finds a soldier kind of for free and gets this pack. It's always nice to steal the pack away from the opponent. So, like, even if someone wants to back up, they kind of can't.
I like how Monolith is taking charge here, being the aggressive team. But you give them enough time to live, then it might not turn out as well.
There we go, a mid in favor. Oh, wait a second. Okay, Monolith now in favor of this mid. Hannah did survive or actually died sooner than Gundin and respawned sooner, so we'll have advantage.
They're coming back with heals, but they're getting the middle cap no matter what.
I hope I move my mic far enough away to take a quick swig of some tea. Yeah, I'm drinking caffeine at 6 p.m. I'll be up all night. What are you, my mom?
Hey, I know.
What are you gonna tuck me in? Are you gonna give me a little kiss goodnight? Read me a bedtime story? Not today. We're at LAN.
Now, Rogue, I'm allowing you to do whatever you want as long as you brush your teeth before bed.
Fine. Yeah, let's see if anyone else is similarly clean with it here on the server. We have a big ad coming up for Hannah, now at 92%.
Pyro alert, excuse me. Pyro alert. There it is.
Wow, what do you even do here? Like, even though Cowboy's 9, you don't want to shoot them for the reflex, right?
No.
The control point is being captured.
Making our way across mid, so it's one of those things, like, it's nice that you don't have to use, but now that Ubers are even on second, it's like, okay, what kind of opening do we want to go for here? Also, you're pushing with a Pyro, which, well, I guess is some kind of opening in itself, like, I don't know, whatever textbook that Monolith has been reading did not account for this. Kawa going for the bomb first, kind of drawing those eyes. And again, it's like so hard to shoot at. So Untamed actually dies to their own fall damage from their rocket jump. The Uber gets forced. Gundin using Hannah's sitting so comfortably here in yard has much better Uber. This is a bloodbath waiting to happen. Here it comes. Wait, Kawa jumping behind the medic with the detonator. Ooh. Oh, this is what we come to LAN to see.
We see samurai swords. We see Highlander representation. This is a wholesome and fun LAN that we're at.
Geez, and also, like, you know, when you lose a round like that, you know, lose 1 or 2 more, and that's a whole map. So I really like the chutzpah coming out of Kawa and the rest of the team as well, because, you know, for the rest of the team, they're just like, you have to stop throwing. We're trying to win LAN. But hey, listen, if it works, it works. I'm really happy to see this out of them continuing. Working our way onto last. We do have another advantage for Hannah, so we expect them to build this ad, peek through some of the doors, use pretty quick, grab the gun fast, shove them back into spawns while capping, and then we'll see if basically there's a salvage from Monolith at the end. And here we go.
Interested to see how they utilize Kawa in this push. Uh-oh. Didn't get the spawn fast enough. That's it. I believe that's it right there, but, you know, can't count your chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, a lot of nice, like, well-timed picks there as well. It's kind of tough sometimes, like, if you focus fire too many others down, then the rest of the players have a buff, or if you're not tracking those respawn timers, it's a little tough. So, basically they got one player every 10 seconds, which is what you want.
You're getting into that stage of the LAN, or really any competition, where it doesn't really matter much about personal prowess. It becomes mistake management, because these players are so good that you make one mistake like that, and they can convert to a full round.
Well, I love this damage out of Apathy. That, yeah, it's one of those things, hitting constant stickies for 30 damage will do a lot. And there we go. Here comes some of the, actually, cleanup on both sides. So in a 3v3, just before our very eyes.
Both of Monolith scouts are up, so unless they just get quad pipes here. Nope.
I mean, Apathy hit the pipes really well. Wait, Trip finding Gundit in lower here and manages to clean up just barely. Yeah, like you mentioned, the two scouts, you would favor them, but Apathy hitting the pipes so clearly, so cleanly is what sealed the deal there.
A lot of those intangibles in some of these fights. This is why you practice on Soap DM, folks.
This fun little hiding spot here from Trip. You don't expect anyone to come through lower as they're spawning, but that means no one's really going to clear it comfortably. So Trip kind of has that anytime you want level of activation from that spot.
Trip's in that little hidey hole. You never know.
Right now the Ubers are slightly in favor of Hannah. We'll see. It might be just barely enough to go off of, but it's one of those things that Gundit is going to get at the last second, especially on a map like Snakewater where you can back up in your own spawn.
I'd say most players have a pretty good relationship with Snakewater. You know, it plays well, and when you do get grinded to a halt, it's not as distasteful as some other maps may make it.
Yeah, I love seeing this map in a best of 3, especially because like all teams are comfortable on it and like it, but I think that means that no one's like an expert on it. So it's such an even playing field, right? Kawa trying to go for the gun. That's sort of one of those plays you want to peek multiple players through multiple doorways. Focus fire the gun down first so that you can take the Uber later. But actually, I think Gundit might not have been building as effectively as we'd like, because Gundit only just now came up on ad. So like, if Hannah had taken that Uber through, there's no way to know you had that much ad. Like, you don't expect the enemy to build poorly, right? But if they did, it would have been a round win for sure. A level 3 gun, ready to go.
They're looking to take at least a lower push, or from right. They need to get some early spam on this gun if they want to have any results.
Kawa going for a quick one. Apathy going for like the follow-up, and I love this play of demos these days where it's like, as my soldiers going, turning their heads, if I could just nail one pipe, that's great. 2 pipes and that's a kill. So yeah, I love that. Apathy Sodi, oh my god, shoots him in the head.
Nice
and does force the Uber.
I'm still seeing some funny classes here. I'm liking the Kawa approach.
Yeah, we have, luckily our production booth is a little far away, so another fun one just for us here in the talent in the production here. You know, in a LAN where we're broadcasting our audio through, if we say, oh my god, Kawa's on spy, the other team might hear that, right? So we're luckily in this case far enough away where the feed is separated from the players.
I think we should play fair. I'm about to shout it.
Yeah, you know, or what if we're crying wolf as well? We got to keep him guessing. Oh, sapping the gun. That's a funny one. I think, well, you probably know as well, like, if you get the sap, what does it take, like 4 revolver shots to kill the gun or something like that?
Maybe 3. I mean, it entirely depends on where you're sitting as an NG. Like, you could actually, like, maybe body block him. It's dependent on, you know, just a situation. But for the most part, you time it well enough, like that collapse onto Apathy, then you can accomplish anything you'd want to.
we find ourselves here with even Ubers going into second. Working our way, spamming out this point, trying to trap it in the soldier bomb way behind, lands at the low ground, but wait, the medic came and dropped on top of them. How on earth would Sodi expect the medic to walk straight at you when you're so out of position like that? And it actually managed to work out in Hannah's favor.
It's insane how they converted from being down 1 and particularly down apathy for that fight, and they still hold on, force an Uber, and hold to have full ad going into mid with a 1-player ad.
And now we are round timer basically, so if anyone new to Team Fortress 2, you see a couple of clocks on the top middle of your screen, but actually I'll catch that after this Uber ad push, which may just kind of be given up for free. So for Monolith here as a blue team, you're looking to like see if you can force them out, but you don't want to really lose your players and let them snowball. But anyway, the top clock is sort of the like point timer, how long you have to. Wait a second, Apathy just locks out Gundin and manages to get the medic for free.
Insane.
Trying to play from platform there does not work out, and the demo bomb as well that really juggles your medic in position. Ooh,
Kind of on
making away
scramble
last.
mode right now, but it's not looking good after they use the river.
We have now this point presence on last, trapping out the point. There's only 2 up. There we go. So another point for Nitrous.
I will. I think I'm going to steal your cheese here a little bit, Rogue. I'll explain the clock situation. So there's a 5-minute round timer, and 4-minute round timer, I believe. And upon capture of a control point, that resets. There used to be 10 minutes long, so you really could draw it out. But if you don't cap, then you receive a stalemate, and teams replay mid, as they're doing right now. And they're in 30-minute halves. So what is it, 3-0 in favor, 3-1 in favor of Nitrous after 20 minutes? That's pretty good.
Absolutely. So we have basically 10 more minutes for Nitrous to get a single point. Otherwise, Monolith will have to claw their way all the way back. Oh, that's a tough, not able to like follow up on the jump. I think that was Untamed who kind of got juggled there a little bit, waiting for a bow. And does get protected for a while, but Apathy from downtown going for the 3-pointer onto Untamed. Do you like that basketball reference?
Yeah, I do like it. I do.
I'm glad.
I've met a lot of avid hoopers here while I've been here.
Yeah.
It's just nice to share that amongst you know, an overarching interest for TF2. Even Uber's here. I'm not sure about this fight, but they're going to take it.
To me, this is very dubious, but exciting because, yeah, when you're down this far, you have to find your way back in the round. Like, if you play default, you'll just lose on time. So you have to start taking these risks.
And you may have heard the terminology before of a Banny config. There's something in that would just, the game wouldn't immediately end if the halftime timer ticks to 0. But that is not the case here at RGB LAN. So you really can turtle up if you have a 2-round, 3-round advantage. You know, no need to push the paper. You know, as long as you have more rounds than them, that's all that matters.
Oh, wait, Deadly Seed goes down just like at the start of this sack play. So Nitrous was ready to sack a large number of players, basically just kind of keep your medic alive with one and stay alive. But I think they lost one too many.
Wow.
And even now, not able to get Apathy out in time.
Pretty good conversion by Monolith. I mean, I didn't like how they're still trying to push lower, even with a even player ad, but they had the demo up. But fantastic conversion by Untamed.
Jumping away on a point here. Trip got it with kind of a lot more HP than I thought. Can't quite nab that air shot, but it's enough. Wait, so much pressure going back. Gundin holds on to it and still milks it, but finally uses. Losing Untamed for it, okay. But now Hannah Zuber is much, much better and has player advantage to boot.
Sometimes that's always a big question. Do you sell out for the force, or is it just better to take what you have alive and try and salvage up a some sort of hold?
What is this, 15-ish% ad. Wait, Apathy is already at last trip as well.
They're in.
Trying to lock out this medic from spawn. Oh, Gundin not quite able to grab the surfer. Looking for an Apathy again from downtown. Hits like these you know, sticky bombs that have magnets in them.
Great follow-up from that bomb.
Yeah, so that's what we were talking. I mentioned before. It's like, oh, if your demo peeks behind your soldier and just hits one shot, like that's the difference maker right there. Really well done. But we lose both meds. Gamble saying like, well, we're gonna lose this unless we get some kind of equalizer. He grabs the medic back. So now, oh, what a shot out of Apathy. Man, he's almost been practicing. Look at that. I mean, I love these projectiles out of Apathy here and on land especially. Gunded does go down as well. So, okay, Semper is able to hold it for the time being, but losing your medic again is going to give you such a big disad.
Looking about to be at least 30, maybe a little more. It does give them a little time for Gamble to build a gun, but I mean, Engineer is a fantastic class to hold on last, but if you don't have enough time or you can't create enough space for your Engineer, then it honestly could just be a moot point.
Yeah, that's very true, and yeah, I guess you almost have to, like, you know, some teams, I think, in anticipation of that will actually push ahead of their own Uber advantage, right? To just really catch them off guard, like, let's get them while the heavy doesn't have a buff, while the gun's not level 3, just because they're not ready yet.
Like I said, just one measly mistake, and that could be just ripped apart and ripped open.
Quick Uber in through lower. The gun does eat about half the Uber here, so again, the sentry gun serving its purpose. The, you know, classic from Marxist, if anyone remembers that player, the seventh man, coining that phrase.
Oh wow, great pipe by Apathy.
Well, Apathy is playing so well here on land. I'm really impressed with his play here so far. I think we saw him on Soldier last RGB, unless my memory's starting to go here in my old age. Because
no, I believe you're correct there, old timer.
Back in my day, Apathy used to play it with the rocket launcher on Soldier.
I miss the Highlander pugs that we played.
Yeah, we used to play pugs before they invented electricity. We had to crank up the servers by hand.
Still astounding to me that we got 18 players in GXL 2015 to play a singular Highlander pug. Amazes me to this day.
Then now with all of our modern technology and you know, current day happenings, we have a quick little trade trip trying to land on that pack, which of course, you know, the pack is slightly above the ground. So if you land on it, you'll heal up before your HP goes back down from the fall damage, but nope, lands like a crater there and dies for it.
I think it's going to be an easy hold for Nitrous because Gamble was very terrified of a possible back cap that he stayed on heavy, so he's going to be a little late for this push.
It's, we are running, though, very low on time. We're sort of reaching the point where Monolith will have to kind of charge forward and get a quick 3 rounds, basically, to tie it up. So this is the point where you have to tie a rock to your W key and, you know, don't stop until we get to last or lose.
With 4.5 minutes remaining, you know, miracles can happen, but I don't know. I think it's starting to look like a solid map acquisition for Nitrous.
Yeah, Trip looking to kind of go for that again, like proactive play to close the round, saying like, okay, yes, we're not at last yet, but they're 2 up. Let's see if we can get something. The rest of the team not quite as jazzed about the prospect.
Hey,
so
hey, you never know. They could go for the surprise full team Deathbind. You know, just let them have it.
Give them a freebie, like,
yeah, absolutely.
Make things a little interesting.
Exactly.
Full HP heavy. The attacking Pyro here going into last. Kawa still trying to get a little damage across, maybe do a quick detonator jump. Spam out this heavy.
There's anyone to do it, it's Kawa.
Oh, the reflect onto the soldier too. It's such a demoralizer, right? When your rocket's reflected, it's like, I can't do what I want to do. Whew.
They couldn't really commit here to a push. They didn't like what they saw, but it's good for them because there's no particular rush or hurry.
Wow. This, like, you ever walk in the wrong place? Like, you're in somebody else's wedding by accident for a while, but, like, no one questions it? Like, that's Kawa there at the last second, like, I'm just going to check last, and then did nothing, but also no one else did anything. Okay, here we go. Uber force onto Hannah. Gundam does have a massive ad, so this is sort of their way back in, but the clock is looking very dire for them to make any kind of impact in terms of the scoreboard. Ooh, Gundam getting pistoled down. Ooh, untamed. Well, nice shot there. That's like the neck-breaking air shot where you just flick your mouse straight up.
That's what we love land for, is those incredible shots.
And there we have it, map number 1 going in favor of Nitrous. So we had Snakewater, a nice 5-1 here. But the moral of the story for me, Monolith taking a round means like they're in this game. They have something to show for it.
They do, and they didn't get here for nothing. You know, they beat a bunch of us old coots, so they at least know what they're doing. It may even take a little time for them to kind of adapt and develop their game plan against some of these players, which admittedly is kind of hard to do when you don't know when the pyro's coming up. You don't know if they're going to do the early spy again. You don't know their speed or their play style, but you know that's why these teams and these players are where they are. You know, the accolades kind of speak for themselves, but just the prowess on playing on LAN, it's something different, but it shows. The results show.
And that seals map number 1 here in a best of 3 maps in favor of Nitrous. So we're taking it now to map number 2, and if Monolith is able to take it back, we'll go to map number 3. And this is for the lower bracket finals here at RGB LAN 7. We're bringing you the Team Fortress 2 playoffs. I'm Rogue, and I'm joined here by Spade Slick.
I'm honored to be here.
We're so excited to support some charities as well, where RGB serves as a charity fundraising tournament where we're supporting Julia's Grace, which supports children who are afflicted with cancers and other things that bring down their lifestyle, trying to bring them some joy. We have Help Hope Live, which helps to financially support that overwhelming burden of the cost of medical procedures. And finally, the Philly Texases, who are working to diversify tech and bring women of color into the tech industry through all of their workshops and educational content.
All great charities, all fantastic. It's all for a good cause. You know, everyone screaming esports is for a good cause, and that makes me happy.
Amen. Well, so coming out of map number 1, I think it's really so inspiring to me to kind of see what players are really kind of standing out here on LAN. You know, we saw, I think Apathy was a really standout player like throughout the entire round, just making big play after big play without really like having those kind of game-losing gambles, right? I also love what we saw in mid out of Trip too, huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, they grind jumping, they grind the game so often that eventually it will translate, especially with the amount of lands they've been to in the first place. You know, it's really experience manifest.
So right now, we are loading into Gully Wash for our map number 2. So another control point map. And so not too dissimilar from what we saw in Snakewater. However, you mentioned the jumping, and there's a lot of like verticality to this map. There's a lot of close quarters and like small doorways and things like that. So players can get sneaky, get tricky with it. Just little complete scoundrels on the server out there. So yeah, do you think you'll see anything interesting in this next one with maybe an off class?
I'm only trying to remember intensely because in our best of 3 in the winner bracket against Monolith, Gully Wash was their selection and also the map that they beat us on. So I'm just trying to remember, but I don't see anything in regards to a particular off class from Monolith in Gully Wash, but this does. If you thought Pyro was the play on Snakewater, then they might even run it full time here. You don't know. This is a, as you said, a very sneaky and intricate map that a lot of silly executables can be utilized.
And there's, you know, I've said it a million times, and I will continue to say it for a million times, that the most fun part for me here at LAN is the mental aspect, right? You're coming all this way, like planning for so long, spending money and time to like have your shot today, here and now. So there's so much mental gymnastics you have to jump through, like, oh man, I can't believe we lost to their Pyro, or like, that's really damaging to the team morale, right? So you feel less enthusiastic to come up with fun plays to move forward and try and win, right? Or if you say like, oh, let's ignore it and brush it off, it doesn't matter at all, but like, kind of does because it sort of worked, right? So you kind of really have to get your like mental fortitude together and resolute, not only for yourself, but for all 6 players of your team.
You're not in your 100% comfort zone. You're not in your room. You're not surrounded by, you know, possible copes or strategies that you do in the absence of other people. Here, it's a little different. You know, as I said previously, you could be sitting by the enemy team and being able to hear calls and have it be a whole mishmash of what you get out of the outside environment. And you know, there's going to be people watching you, you know, behind you. There's going to be, as I said, you never know when esports strikes, but all of that plays into, as you said, composure and the ability to press on no matter what. Admittedly, I probably still had a little difficulty to that today, considering the result, you know, 4th place Goblins, but I still had fun because I know what LAN's about, and win or lose, it's all about having fun.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of like street fights, you know, like, you know, yes, professional boxing is cool, but like someone walks up to you in a weird environment, you're not like, you know, you didn't warm up, you don't have all of your meal prep and all that kind of stuff together, and your equipment right now, you're on this like weird table, you got a new chair, you've got, again, the noise, you know, what of your own equipment did you bring versus the house, and yeah, it really like kind of shows like, if I'm going to take this win, I got to like really brawl for it, which is the draw here of LAN, and yeah, to support these wonderful charities along the way makes it all worth it.
It's really, all this gaming is just a bonus for the philanthropy that these gamers accomplish. Still stunning for me to see, and that's why I keep coming back.
So we're looking to get a few more here in the server. Yeah, these teams taking the like kind of mid-round or mid-match, I should say.
Mid-match P break.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a stoppage of play, it's like, wait a minute, I'm back in reality now. I have a bladder. I have a stomach. I have a brain that may or may not be tired. So once you're reminded of that, you're like, hold on a minute. Let me just get all my ducks in a row. No pun intended. Yes, see? It's the ducks are fantastic. And shout out to Lucev. He's been a great LAN goer and definitely gets the spirits up with all the ducks all over the place. Quite literally in places that you may not think would be appropriate for a duck, or in heights or crawl spaces. There's probably going to be a duck here.
These ducks will outlive all of us. And,
I still have
at LAN.
I still have ducks from what RGL 1 or 2 RGBs ago. You know, the ducks never really leave you.
Yeah, the real ducks are the friends we made, or no, the real friends are the ducks we made along the way.
That's a good way to put it.
Right, so loading our way in. So let's take a second now and just kind of rally everyone again. So yesterday we had some of the earlier rounds in our double elimination, and for anyone not familiar, in a normal tournament, let's say there's 4 teams, teams 1 and 2 play each other, then 3 and 4, then whoever wins each of those goes and plays in the grand finals, right? But the thing is, sometimes you have an off game, sometimes you, things didn't work out in your favor, but you have what it takes, right? So what we do is a double elimination, so each team has like 2 lives, right? So if you're in that bracket format and you end up taking a loss, that's okay. You get sent to the lower bracket where there's all the other teams that have also lost matches, and basically that's your like second chance run, like the Cinderella story kind of, with your back against the wall, can you claw your way back into grand finals? And
there's nothing wrong with being maybe on the lower end of skill, or being on the team that is on the back end, but that's still, you still get however many games you get to play. You still get a winner bracket game. You still get a best of 1 in the loser bracket. Like, you still get to play plenty of TF2, and I think that that adds to the allure of it. Some people may think, oh, I'm going to come here and only play like 2 hours of TF2. Not entirely the case. It's still pretty spread out, and there's plenty of other games and activities to do to help the cause and have a little fun. I myself, thanks to the way that the group stages went last night, I was able to stop a little early and play for the very first time a game here at RGB that's not TF2. I happened to place 3rd in Smash Ultimate. I had a great time doing that, but
yeah.
No, I'll tell you right now. The only reason why that happened was I had an encounter with the greatest Smash Ultimate player I've met. His name is Sandblast. We'll see a little bit more of him later on. But the way that we were seeded, it was a 12-person tournament, and he put me in another dimension. Let's put it at that. And he left. He wanted to go eat with the rest of the fellas. So instead of giving someone a double bye, I let him beat me, but I also still got to play the tournament, and it was fun. I enjoyed the whole environment. I got to play on the stage. It's just good to be in a good environment with like-minded people.
Yeah, it does really feel like, it feels like home. You know, it's been so long. Like, I mean, yeah, we're coming up on 10 years here, and you know, for everyone to be kind of celebrating what we love together, you know, video games and esports, and you know, this wonderful production brought by amazing producers, and our director is phenomenal. Everyone here running the show is, you know, putting in so much of their time and doing such great work. So
shout out to the higher ups. Shout out to front end and back end. If you are associated with RGB LAN and your efforts have been a contribution, no matter big or small, we appreciate you. You are the reason why we keep coming back. Thank you.
Thank you. And on that point as well, yeah, with year over year, so much being raised for these different charities. Anyone at home, by the way, if you'd like to join in on the fundraising, you can type !donate here in the Twitch chat, which I do have pulled up here on my phone. So if you'd like to insult me, I'm available. But yeah, it's really exciting, I think, to be here as a group with everyone, and yeah, I would actually love to touch on the Sandblast team. So all my fellas are the ones waiting in the wings in the winner's bracket, right? So we talked about what happens if you have that lower bracket run. But basically, all my fellas are undefeated. I think they have not dropped a map. And they basically are waiting in the grand finals. So they're the team, the favorites, you know, the Sandblast team, and also the reigning champions from just last RGB.
As I mentioned, it's all about tenure and all about composition. And if you don't mind, I will actually run down their roster real quick. Again, as we said for the Nitrous, I believe we're live. Never mind. I'll do that later.
Yeah, we're back in the game. We got Monolith and Nitrous playing map number 2 of the lower bracket finals. If Nitrous take this map as a win, they'll be going on to grand finals. If Monolith take the win, we're going all the way to map number 3 in this match. A quick trade of 2 soldiers across point. Not too much said yet. Apathy actually getting very deep in Kawa with the double rocket through lower. And then, yeah, just a quick cleanup as a result. So charging forward with our explosive classes. Again, Apathy going for that sort of juggle of like, if I could stop their medic from leaving, that's basically a round win for my team. And it's kind of, yeah, that little bit of greed, right? Like, go ahead and shoot me is almost it almost threatens you as the other person, right?
One thing about Gully Wash, I think momentum is very huge. If you have a bad mid, then you could easily lose the round. But with full Uber, it can be a little slow, along with trades along the way. Ooh, lots of spam here in River, lots of activity.
Oh, that's funny with Trip, yeah, going for like, if I can just dodge enough for the scattergun to run out of shots, then maybe I can survive a melee fight or back up or something, but no dice. Now, even Ubers and Monolith pushing back out from last to second. Also, just as a quick note to myself, because I forgot to mention that we did not see a Pyro to mid, but I'm sure we will see one before long.
I know it's coming. I know it's going to be somewhere. I mean, hey, Kawa's on a dead timer now.
Making our way now into like kind of like poking and prodding here, and actually they managed to kind of surround Nitrous here and come in from like different parts. Like, you want to get that crossfire, make it so that they can't leave comfortably. Hannah does get forced out. Ooh, Deadly Seed going for the shots.
Wow.
The beef. Oh, whiffs all of it. Nice taunt out of Gamble.
That's a bad bet right there. You don't gamble with the house because the house always wins. And he's continuing. Is that 5? No, I got 4. That's impressive.
And now only Untamed and Kawa, the 1v1. We're now playing MGE. Who will win? Nobody, actually. It's a peaceful, not surrender, what's it called? Ceasefire.
Still a great play by Gamble to stopgap the momentum here, but still seems going to come in to take second anyway.
This ad actually is like slightly in favor of Hannah, but I don't know, we'll see here. Deadly Seed kind of going and seeing if they can get this pick onto the soldier kind of caught out here in River. not able to seal the deal. But wait a second. Oh, that's actually really brave out of Gamble going for that Deadly Seed pick.
You know, you always want to go for a trade as opposed to just feeding, but I don't know if I like that here.
Right.
Unless they wait for him to respawn. Which they will. You know, they're not going in because they don't like what they see. So might as well. It's fine to sit there and stabilize. They have all the momentum right now. They have a map advantage. And really they can do whatever they want here, as we're seeing Deadly Seed try the sniping. And there it is. There it is.
The full charge body shot. Nice shot at a Deadly Seed onto Gundam. So full ad for Hannah. Yeah, I was about to say that's kind of how you could tell it's a LAN team when they don't want to push those like just 15% ads that normal teams would. But here we go, the Uber from Apathy going in, and the Tomislav in lower, they managed to spam him out right away with so many players forward. And there we go, round number 1 in map number 2 of the lower bracket finals for Nitrous.
Like I said, it's all mistake management, you know. Not knock a Deadly Seed on the body shot. All that matters is the -150.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting play, and like, you know, especially when it's the sniper's first shot onto the medic. You know, normally when the sniper's called, you want to react to it, but ooh, Sodi with the jumper bomb, taking Apathy pretty low. Apathy does get the bow back up.
Pop goes the Weasel, Kawa from under.
Oh. Whoops, I read the colors a little bit wrong in there. So Deadly Seed right in the regular position that you normally are in. But yeah, there we go. Basically a full wipe. More or less. So Tax the first one up here on demo on last. You're going to have to really hope to stick off the point effectively enough. Kawa here blocking most of their models, so even if someone tries to clear lower, they might just walk past.
We have secured the control point.
Sodi on the Huntsman. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. There we go. What did I say about the sniper's first shot? And switching back, too. Okay, the Uber does come in. So full ad coming out of Hannah. The Pyro now blasting a little bit back. Deadly Seed not getting to the point as fast as they wanted, but does manage to cap the point.
Kawa was just sitting waiting for action to happen from water. But, hey, we'll still give him the style points.
So ballpark 5 minutes in, we have a quick 2 points for Nitrous. Remember, 5 takes it, or whoever's ahead at the end of this. Now 24 minutes remaining. So making our way into mid number 3. Trip, let's see. Ooh, actually nails the timing. Oh, wow, what a nice rocket.
Fantastic.
Kind of nailed the timing, but believe it or not, Gundam delayed for longer than expected. So, yeah, Triple like almost was caught out of position there. I always say, as a medic player myself, like the soldier is always allowed to get 1 rocket off. 2 is fine, but 3 is absolutely unacceptable.
No.
Right? If my team hasn't cleaned up by the 3rd rocket, then we have made a mistake. So, yeah, their Trip manages to get that 3rd rocket, and the 3rd one was a monster double kill, basically, into everyone stuck in banana there in elbow.
I think Kawa also helped, too, by executing the classic lob and drill attack to distract one of the scouts for everyone else to bum rush them in elbow.
Now on last, and actually Nomad does get a lot of cap time, like way more cap time than you would hope for, and you know, now as a team has to scramble onto last. That's sort of the dance you're trying to play here in sixes, right, and pushing last is like, we want to get one of our person on the point so that 2 of theirs collapse on it, we can focus fire them. Then we get another person on and focus fire down 2 more, right, that kind of back and forth of like, we're getting cap time the whole time, we're getting a lot of damage in a predictable place, and if they don't contest, basically, then they lose. So, yeah, that's the name of the game if you're a scout player here on last. Pyro to mid!
Oh, there it is.
Kawa here trying to reflect the stickies. Here we go. Tax is the unsung hero. Except I'm here singing, thank you, Tax! But Trip, wait, a huge double rocket or single rocket for a double kill onto Senpower and Tax here. So, yeah, just when we thought that like Tax kind of staved off that Pyro, we have great shots out of Trip, who's on a now 5 kill streak here just at mid. Well played.
They now have all the momentum. They don't have to push here if they don't want to.
Yeah, all of those best practices apply to everyone but your sniper, who just had a shot on the mid. But wait a second, Kawa, did he just walk forward and down smash? Just walked in a straight line at Gundon. No one has ever thought of just like, look at everyone rocket jumping here, double jumping. Why would you do that? Just go and get what you need. You need a med pick, that's fine. Deadly Seed cleaning up onto Sodi. Yeah, another fun little taunt here. Everyone's having a blast here on LAN. But there we go. That is round down number 4 for Nitrous. So as soon as they get the next round, or as soon as they get any last point captured from here on out, they will be earning their ticket into the grand finals.
Reverse sweeps have happened, but I don't think we'll see that.
I'm out here like Mary Poppins, the
An immediate fast demo kill.
Yeah, oh wait, the sniper to mid with, I think that's the classic, a crit streak to mid, but untamed. The spy at mid. Oh, do they know? They know. Yeah, he knows. Ooh.
Does he know?
Going for the trick stab a little bit, not quite. Yeah, as a...
Oh, they're getting silly now.
Yeah, attacks on this, what is that weapon even called?
The Persian Persuader was his sword. That doesn't, you don't get ammo back. It's just health.
I got it. Well, here we go. Apathy going for a nice bout of DM here on the SOAP DM server here in River. Hannah working with this full ad, taking the chariots, the double scouts, the sled dogs, mushing their way into last here. I love this kind of Uber because you get the speed boost for medic, and you just melt everything in front of you. You don't do a lot of area of effect, but like whatever target you pick will die. Another Pyro coming out here. Pyro on the defense, able to get the pick okay. Now Sempar has to get the triple trick stab, but not quite. There we go, a quick 5-0 for Nitrous in map number 2.
Congratulations to Monolith for their third placement, or third place placement. It was absolutely well earned, and still being on the podium is better than not being on the podium. So thank you guys for doing that to me. But regardless, still had an outstanding showing at LAN. It was fantastic to meet you guys, and be sure to come back to the next one.
Yeah, cheers to Monolith. That earns them their third place finish here. That earns them their third place share of the prize pool. And yeah, cheers to each of them: Gundon, Sodi, Untamed, Sempar, Tax, and Gamble. So we're going to send it to a break in just a second, but any final thoughts here before we do?
I'm going to say esports, Rogue. That's it. Those are my final thoughts. Outside of, again, it was fantastic of me to come up here and kind of wet my whistle a little bit, you know, just talk shop with you, and also represent RGB LAN in whatever small capacity I just did. But it's all about coming here and having a good time, which I think with TF2, it's not that deep. We all play to have fun, and we're all happy to be here.
Cheers, brother. We're so happy to have you. And
it's good to be had. It's good to be had. It's good to be. It's good to be seen. It's good to be appreciated.
Absolutely. Well, a huge thank you to our dear friend Spade Slick here on the mic. I am Rogue, and our esteemed production team will send us to a break, and we'll be back with you shortly. See
Go
you in the grand
Celtics!
finals.
Go Celtics, baby! I had to push that.
What's up? Welcome back. We're here at RGB LAN number 7 here in Philadelphia at the Greater Oaks Expo Center, I think it's called. And it's Saturday night. We've got Team Fortress 2 for you, and not only that, but a grand finals match here in Team Fortress 2. Thank you. That's the speedrunning actually event over there. There's a neck-and-neck match, but everyone's here having fun. So anyway, I'm Rogue here, joined by Spade Slick.
It's good to be back. I'm getting a little comfortable up here, so you know, sorry for you guys, but I'm having a lot of fun. You know, powwowing with my good friend, the Rogue Runner, and talking TF2. If you were watching us previously, we covered the lower bracket finals as well, and you know, had a little talk about rosters and player strength and LAN tenure. And the immediate thing I wanted to do was go over the roster of all my fellas. But you know what? We'll also go through Nitrous one more time. Nitrous is running with the setup of Triple I Soldier, Hannah's on Medic, Kawa is also on the other Soldier, and to round out we have Apathy Demo, Sage J, and Deadly Cedar on Scout. All of these players have been accomplished and accoladed in the two highest divisions of North American TF2. And they have, their experience speaks for themselves. They've podiumed here multiple times, and for good reason. But they are now back in the layer of the final boss. These guys are basically everything I just said, but at a multiple that some may say isn't fair, but who's showing up to stop them? So All My Fellas is consisted of the powerhouse roster of Sandblast, the leader, the wonderful scout player who also dominated me in Smash Ultimate. Thank you again, Sandblast. That was fun. And to help Sandblast, we have Alexandros on Medic, Dingo, or the guy as he's aliased right now, is on. Their classes are so kind of interchangeable. You don't even know what they're actually going to roll out with. They also have Psy Guy, Quacks, and as I was saying previously before, some of the buffs you may get or intangibles that you can't really control, like how does the table feel on your mouse pad? Where are you sitting? How loud is everybody? One question that you may not consider is, are you close to home? And our last player, Bot Mode, not only is he a very accomplished player in himself, internationally as well, but he's in the area. So it's nice to be able to say to yourself, man, I'm tired. I had a lot of fun at LAN. Now it's time to go home and sleep in my own bed so I can be back to LAN tomorrow. Not a lot of people really get that added juice here, but having that as well as being probably one of the strongest mechanical players here, it adds for difficulty, challenge, and intrigue for whoever they're playing against.
That's right, and All My Fellas mentioned the reigning champions from last LAN. RGB 6 were the champions, and I believe RGB 5 as well.
Sounds right.
Going LAN after LAN here, the Sandblast team holding it down. So, yeah, very much the house, like in the home field advantage here, the home favorites. And with these exciting rosters here of players, I also want to just take a second to run down our roster of charities where, here at RGB LAN, we are playing our hearts out here to support a number of charities where, as you come here, you're part of the R for red color, for the green for green colors, and then B for blue, to support these different charities and raise money for each of them. So to start us off, we have Julia's Grace, which is the R team, where basically in honor of Julia Grace Eveland, they put together this charity where they work to support families and children where the children have cancer or other severe medical conditions, right? And what they do is they do everything in their power and within their organization to build happy lives and make those happy, special moments with the time that everyone has together within the family. So
I will commandeer the green from you once again because I'm dressed in a very nice green ensemble. Repping a very good basketball team, Go Celtics. For the green team, our charity is Help Hope Live. It's their core belief, and I'm sure a core belief of many of us here in a wonderful country, that a medical crisis should not dictate a financial burden for anybody in any circumstance, no matter what the operation would be. Help Hope Live provides funding for any and all in need regarding medical expenses, even if they do have insurance. Because as we know, insurance in America is a great, great asset to have. So thank you to Help Hope Live.
Yeah, actually, I got a chance to speak with them, and this blows my mind still, like, as I think about it, where, so even if you do your own fundraiser and say, like, my family can't afford this procedure, can you donate to our family? That, in the U.S., counts as billable income, right, that fundraising. So it, like, you don't get to keep all the money, you have to pay taxes on it. That changes your tax bracket relative to your income. So even if you raise all this, like, the rest of your income is now taxed higher as well and things like that. So it's such a nightmare, and Help Hope Live basically works as that, like kind of as the what do you call it, almost your agent basically to kind of help these funds get in the right place and in the right way. So thanks to them, and rounding it out is the Philly Tech Sisters for the third charity here. And Philly, Texas is working to make tech more of an accessible industry for women of color. So they run a lot of different workshops, educational content, doing a lot of local work here in Philly. Yeah, again, broadening that diversity in the tech space. So very much thanks to them as well.
The representation is important because you want the best people, and some people are underrepresented, which is unfortunate. And the Tech Sisters have a huge appreciative goal of expanding that.
Yeah, so that rounds out the charities we're here playing to support and having so much fun doing it. And this leads us up into our grand finals match. So this is All My Fellas versus Nitrous. And what we have here is a best of 5. However, anyone familiar with double elimination, you will know that basically All My Fellas are undefeated. You know, you have 2 lives here at LAN. All My Fellas have lost none of them. So the way the best of 5 works is they basically get a map for free, a map advantage, right? So you can imagine we start the match effectively at 1-0 in maps in favor of All My Fellas. So
Are you telling me you don't want 2 extremely long, drawn-out best of 5s? So we're here until, you know, midnight madness, which would become impossible to stream at the same time. I love that. No, but this helps streamline it a little bit and applies their advantage in the bracket into something tangible.
that's right. So yeah, as the underdog, you really have a lot to prove here because, yeah, like, you know, being down a map means you have to run it back on 3 different maps and claw your way all the way back in. So, yeah, we'll have to see what Nitrous has to show for us. Now, in the Counter-Strike world, I don't know if it holds true now, but famously, teams that would, like, get a free pass into, like, the semifinals or grand finals by winning the upper bracket, there's this, like, kind of curse where you're out of practice, you know? Like, the other teams have been grinding all day. You're sorting out your feelings. You're, like, you know, you've played kind of multiple games throughout the day. So right now, Nitrous is, like, very much warmed up, ready to go. But
They're also
think for All My Fellas, it's the first match of the day.
No. They were the only team because we had 17 sign up. So the team with the first seed, obviously All My Fellas, was the only one graciously given a first round bye. So they've only had maybe 2 matches today, one of them also previously being Nitrous, which they dispatched them pretty handily. So what we're going to see in map choice, class selection, and style of play, you don't truly know until we're live and we're watching it and we're communicating it to you.
Speaking of going live, we're not live yet, but we do have 12 in the server, so any second now. But I did want to add as well, another funny thing about, like, competition in general. It's actually Nitrous is glad that they lost All My Fellas actually in the earlier rounds, because if Nitrous pulled an upset win early in the bracket, All My Fellas are going to spend the entire rest of LAN thinking about how to beat you, working on ways to shore that back up and counter all of your types of play. When you lose 2-0 like that to All My Fellas, it's like they get to coast more, right? They're not going to spend as much time and have as much material, especially to figure out where your strengths are and what to do to counter you. So on one hand, it is, like, very much in favor of All My Fellas that they'll probably come out the gate and, you know, show us another repetition of winning a match very like effectively and cleanly. But at the same time, if you're Nitrous, then it's like you might have some tricks up your sleeve that All My Fellas aren't ready for and haven't put enough work into countering yet.
I loved your point of the game planning. You know, basically on a football level, you have 7 days to completely dissect one particular opponent. You're gonna have your scouting report on all 6 of them, and given enough time, you know, for them to run through everyone else in the lower bracket. You are absolutely correct. That would have spelled disaster for Nitrous. I mean, not entirely different right now, but also to your point, they have been playing. They are warmed up, but I believe they are also worn out. It's a long, arduous process to play TF2, not only for a large amount of time consecutively, but in a LAN. So we'll see how that translates for these teams.
And here we go. Map number 1, we're live. Welcome to Grand Finals. It's RGB LAN number 7. We have All My Fellas versus Nitrous making their way out to mid here. And we'll see who comes away with the first start of the first step into this onslaught of a gauntlet of a Grand Finals here. You have bot mode, actually the first death here. Alexander's being second. So, okay, Dingo is working back out. Even Ubers with Hannah. Hannah actually on a very slight advantage, not going to mean too much. But there we go. Nitrous managing to steal the first mid. Not taking a Pyro this time. They're playing for all the marbles.
We have captured the control point.
So Sandblast here, yep, keeping a nice watch out on the point, evening up these Ubers. The other side of Nitrous kind of poking and prodding, showing from different doors, like, what do they have? Where are they set up? Let's see if we can find the trap early and have a kind of free entrance when it's time to push. So here we go. Trip going for the bomb. Oh, wait! There's so much damage already onto Dingo. That's the guy. My guy. There we go. He forces. So Hannah now has a complete Uber advantage. Hannah, though, is all the way here in Valley.
Giant player ad.
Yeah, there's so many in favor, actually, of all my fellas. Like, yes, Hannah has a better Uber here, but the point of Ubers is to prevent damage, right? If you can't save your
Absolutely.
players, then what are you going to do with it? So, wow, yeah, tough kind of, like, not even quite a misplay. I think just all my fellows recognizing, like, uh-oh, if we're forcing our own med and have nothing to show for it, then we're going to get rolled to last. So all my fellows taking that proactive play, putting themselves in the round and making sure, like, if you're going to get an advantage, it's going to be really painful. And by doing so, they actually just succeeded in making a good play anyway.
Very methodical slow creep into mid here. It's all about pot shots and where the damage is distributed. So they didn't like what they saw, so they backed right out.
Even Ubers now 90% for both teams. We're going to see here, so all my fellows kind of showed a lot of, like, honestly for me, that kind of salvage play and winning it kind of shows what a strong team they are coming into this match. So let's see what it looks like for them to kind of open up the floor here and make something happen on the server. What does their push look like when they get to dictate it? Going away through lower, bot mode not finding too much here. Sandblast shoving back the soldiers who are dancing around, trying to again draw these eyes out. You know, we're playing pretty far back here. All my fellas, they gave it a shot. Didn't find anything they loved, so they'll give it a shot again in a little bit. Using Sandblast, that means they're going to slow down for a good while.
You will not find a lot of fast-paced gameplay on Control Point Metalworks.
Yeah, there's actually a kind of like slow-paced kind of, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back here from Nitrous. They got that advantage to pick Sandblast, and now the Uber does come out. They use very early, but nice damage into, that'll be Psy Guy there on demo.
Easy pinch on the medic lower.
Oh, wait.
Unless she has,
Oh.
wow, those are some great dance moves.
So that is, believe it or not, is so powerful because, yeah, when the
can-
medic takes so long to go down, it's like they have to reload everything. You know where they are. Your old team can respond, right?
Captured.
It gives them enough of a delay to gather their bearings and maybe take this player out if they're going right into it. Some early cap time to initiate a fight. Bot mode's in already with his entry.
A lot of damage here on last, just one holding it down. So all my fellas taking round number 1. And that's off the back of losing the mid and then having, you know, pretty, like having a forced Uber on second. So,
Well-rounded collapse on that last push.
yeah, I'm very happy with what I saw out of them here. And, you know, on Metalworks as well, it's like, you know, you really, you don't get a lot for free on this map. So really well played from them.
Yeah, I'm watching Psy Guy here on this mid. Another esteemed player. He knows where the damage needs to go, where he needs to be positioned.
Taking our way into the high ground here. Deadly Seed, just trying to spam out whoever's on point. But Sandblast is so healthy, and I love Sandblast's movement. Like, the way he, like, kind of jumped backward around that pole, and now, like, he knew he had a buff, right? So, yeah, really well played out of Sandblast on Scout here. Trip, the only one up on Nitrous here, going to basically make their way back to last. Maybe even set some off classes. Apathy back up, going to try and trap off some of the doorways, get them a little bit more situated here as best they can.
They're kind of taking their time here. They're being very methodical of where Trip may have hit. You don't want to take that chance, at least not right now.
anyone just joining us, this is map number 1 of the RGB Grand Finals here for Team Fortress 2. And even though it's map number 1, all my fellas came through the winner's bracket and so have not lost a match yet. So they get a 1-map advantage for free. So technically 1 up in maps, even though this is our first actual gameplay here. Saiga taking out the sentry gun with this Uber. Hannah only on 50%, so you're going to try and survive as best you can while denying the point when the time comes.
They got the demo kill. They got the demo kill early, so they don't have to worry about stickies for point pressure, which they will start just about now.
Yeah, this is such a really slow fight, and again, very well played out of all my fellas. You know, we see a lot of times in these last pushes when you have the exchange, you get some picks or some cap time, whatever, but then how do you convert that into a round win? All my fellas there did the damage they needed, got the gun, shoved them back into spawn, then backed up for heals and just waited. And at that point, Nitrous is so scrambled because like they can't leave and get resubbed, but they also can't stay and just die. So
just pick them apart like a slow pulled pork.
Yeah, suffocated them really. Yeah, it's very well played out of them. Mid number 3. The mid-fight score is 1-1 here.
Great high bot by Trib.
Alexandros almost going down now at 16 HP. Apathy, uh-oh! Quax doesn't quite spot him, so Apathy cleans that up. Now it's a 4v2 in favor of Nitrous on this next mid.
Also a slight change in their roster. It seems that Dingo is on Medic, so that allows Alexandros to play a class he's much more familiar with in Soldier.
That's correct, good catch. We now have Ubers basically even for both medics. So we're going to kind of level out here on second point. Yeah, now we'll see what Saiga can do. But Sandblast saying like, yeah, Sandblast, see, look at this. Sandblast counting the Ubers. He's like, I know they don't have yet. So basically, this is an even fight for the next 25 seconds. Yeah, and it's like, I kind of give the example, you know, a lot of these LAN teams, it's like, people put these together for this LAN, so they don't get as much practice together. That's why I'm like, ooh, we saw Nitrous not really pushing their Uber advantages where they had 20 ad or 15 ad. They're just not, like, practiced enough. But Sandblast has that, like, just innate attitude, right, of, like, we have ad. Or, like, it's not Ubers yet, just go now, right? And that brings so much, again, like, muscle power, I think, to the LAN atmosphere here.
You get your timing right here in person, then again you can move the heavens and earth.
Yeah, like screw it, I don't care how good they are. Let's try and take this fight now because we're good. You know, that's the Sandblast attitude that keeps winning LAN over LAN. And
completely
right now,
stuffing that Uber and grabbing some kills and converging right onto the competition.
Nice shots at the bot mode too. Like, oh wait, Sandblast too. It's so hard to aim at people when you're like touching player models, right? Yeah, just going for the bamboozle, discombobulate.
They'll deny themselves 2 here for, I'd say, a pretty seamless second push with major ad through the alleyway.
Dingo taking this ad through, and yeah, now we're kind of seeing that same thing. Like, oh, if someone forces Dingo and does not get the force. Really nice surf.
Iron hands by Dingo.
Yeah, that surf, like, you know, that's why actually Dingo rolled out along that wall, because as soon as someone shoots you, you have like such a kind of free surf wherever they shoot the rocket. Here we go, Sandblast trying to clear the point, get ready for some of that cap time. Ooh, Saiga launched way up in the air. Alexander's going down early, so right now Nitrous doing a great job of holding last.
I think they're just happy to take the exchange and just live and still have point pressure. They may give up second, but it's better than completely wiping.
The Pyro comes out. Kawa saying, enough's enough. No more Mr. Nice Guy. It's time to, yeah, like reflect those projectiles, kind of get in their head especially as well. And honestly, like we saw some great play out of Kawa. Like this isn't their first time on Pyro, very clearly.
Kawa said, it's been 10 minutes. I can't take it anymore. Just hearing the detonator being spammed, it's a certain level of joy, which is weird, but I'll take it.
Yeah, we have now our even Ubers, the Uber coming in. Let's see if we have this Pyro Uber to stuff them back. So right now, Kawa just kind of blasting out the doors, but Nomad going down early is a tough sell here. The better Uber does come out of Hannah, flying forward with the rest of the team. Kawa, yeah, hell yeah, getting the clearing out basically this lobby where, like, even just Kawa being nearby on Pyro means the soldiers are scared to shoot at the Pyro. So it's like you kind of make the classes fear enough to be a damage dealer effectively, you know what I mean?
I think the moment that went awry was they tried to flash Psy through the choke to get an Uber jump, and upon beefing that jump, that's that's the Jenga piece you pull away and just watch the whole thing collapse. Ooh, they're running sniper.
Oh, Quacks. Yeah, had that charge, the full charge, and like had the trigger discipline as well, like not firing on all 5 people that were lined up on point. Going for the 6 doesn't seal the deal.
One frag that matters. One frag to rule the world.
So this does give full advantage to Hannah, and that's why Quacks made a great call of actually going sniper there, where we would want Quacks to die there as soldier anyway and try and go for the force. But you know, getting a little more creative for that long range play. Yeah, we're the least expected. So Hannah now on full ad taking it to last.
They were looking for the ad push and were just too late.
Oh, so much damage coming out onto Apathy here, and manages to hold it down. Like, yeah, the amount of Apathy, I'm super impressed this RGB. Not that Apathy is shabby or anything, we're just like, going above and beyond here. So there we go, a 4v6 here on last. But your respawners are coming in. Alexandros up in 1 second. They get Deadly Seed first, Nomad grabbing Dingo. Finally, we have our soldiers kind of bombing the point, but yeah, there's the full wipe. The Pyro push manages to take the round. Nitrous winning 100% of their rounds where they have a Pyro.
Interesting statistics, Rogue. I really liked what I saw at Apathy there at the end. Excuse me, I lost my thought. I was just astounded by that level of play.
Apathy really holding it down, and like those are the kind of smart plays of like, what does it look like to win this fight or win this round is what Apathy's thinking, whereas a lot of other players are like, how do I win frags, right? How do I get a kill? How do I do damage? But Apathy's like, I'm going to put myself in the right spot to contribute to the round and then let it play out effectively from there. Alexandros, very brave, manages to get a rocket off onto Kawa, but dies to the afterburn. Such is life.
I'd say that's a good mechanic, if you ask me.
This is actually crazy. Like, we joked before that, like, sometimes when the teams are, like, you're outclassed or you don't have enough time to win the round, you're going to just kind of feed. But for Kawa to be this serious about running Pyro to mid and playing around the Pyro this much. Wait, Hannah actually deciding to stay in. It's just Deadly Seed against, hitting so much into Cracks. But, yeah, both medics keeping both players alive. That was a tough one. It was a kind of short window that Cracks had to bomb basically straight into Hannah and get the pick easily, back up and survive, but here we go. Yeah, Hannah staying in with full even Ubers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is a brave play out of Hannah, but in one that I like, right? Again, it's like, sure, we could back up and play safe, but screw it, let's try and win the round. Kawa going down now, I think, is sort of the nail in the coffin. There's a high ground out of fellas. They have the point, they have Uber advantage, so this is now very stressful on second for Nitrous.
Depends how they use this ad push. Hopefully, Sai actually hits his jump this time. He's already immediately in from that flash and gets major damage and a frag very early on, and they catch Hannah out.
They're really rolling our way here. Sandblast in bot mode. Oh wait, Trip in the back lines denies the pack. Can we see the air shot? Oh, we do. Wait, it takes extra damage from the melee, but Quacks manages to deal that damage and take the self damage. So Trip following suit, and
they had to do whatever they could to stop the really inevitable point capture. Good efforts though.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, anyone not familiar, for this soldier weapon, like for your melee, they run faster when you're at lower health, which is great for escaping. But you take mini crits, so you take bonus damage basically while you're running away at high speed. So that's why we saw from Trip taking that extra damage, Quacks going for like the splash back and forth. What a funny exchange here.
My old head quip is I miss the old equalizer very much.
Here we go now onto our mid number 5. So far the score is 3-1 here in map number 1 for all my fellas, though they do have a map advantage coming through the winners bracket. So 15 minutes on the clock, we're halfway through the map in terms of round timer, but first to 5 takes the map here. Ooh, the surf.
Quacks is coming in for the convergence bomb and does get Hannah.
Yeah, they really sold out for this one. I mean, Dingo, like, going for these late crossbows, that's like... See, that's the difference between brave versus greedy, and now you die to the afterburn. Here on land, come on. Look at that. No, but yeah, trying his best. I mean, that was like a greedy play, you know, as medic, like, just going for the frags. Like, oh, we're up, we're favorites. Let me just have fun with it here on land. Like, but this is where you get burned for it, right? Now they're taking your second with Uber advantage. Like, this is not looking as comfortable. But losing apathy is very tough. There's now, like, it can't snowball anymore, I think. They're going to get a great setup here from all my fellas, and yeah, they have to go all the way back to mid here.
They're both down demo, so I don't think any team is inclined to push.
Whoop. Excuse me. We have, yep, these players trying to build this Uber. So Hannah is building out this 25-ish% advantage. Kawa actually going to spot out, and what a great call again from the Pyro, where it's like, sure, a scout can shoot you, but they can't kill you. The projectiles can't juggle you because you'll just spam them back, so a great way to scout out the doorways as Pyro. Uber does come in a huge ad, and they take Dingo pretty low. Quacks goes down, Sandblast goes down. There's actually like kind of baiting, not baiting, sorry, kiting it here for Side Guy here. Well, maybe it's the same, I guess, depending on your interpretation. The world is yours to interpret as you wish, and whatever you see is real and valid. But what I'm seeing, from my seat here on the production desk, yeah, we have now this last fight going on. Bot mode getting flashed. Wait, the Pyro blasting him off the point, and Kawa gets the cap.
Oh man, I was gonna comment on that last mid where it's like, you know, it's all in good fun, but I think on mids, it's just the general strat of if you're a soldier, you have to jump wherever the Pyro isn't, which is why I believe Quacks did get that kill on Hannah. But hey, it's Pyro. They can do more than that on just mids. You don't know how they're gonna be implemented in pushes and holds, and we've seen Highlander teams win that way. They've won grand finals by doing that.
Now, oh, like, look at that. The soldier's trying to jump, but you're taking that afterburn that takes 4 damage per tick. Like, Alexandros is in, but can't even survive fall damage because of that afterburn. Oh, and Quack's getting massive rockets. Separates the medic from the Pyro, but cannot finish the kill. Bot mode now trying as best he absolutely possibly can. Trip finally goes down. Now, bot mode actually has such a buff, even though there's kind of player advantage here on the side of Nitrous, so great job counting. Basically, that'll be from Dingo saying, our health is better, you can contest, and Kawa getting basically sandwiched here. Losing your Pyro is sort of fine in this case, and they do get Hannah out with even Ubers effectively once they're at second.
Oh my goodness.
Sandblast
I'm on his cam. I'm on only his cam.
Yeah, let's see what Sandblast got for us here. Disguised as a friendly scout, so they'll see something. And actually, Trip going down very early here to Side Guy. That one's kind of a surprise. Now, Sandblast has a little bit of room here, working the way in. The rest of the team dry pushing at the same time is going to keep the attention forward for the medic.
Nice
Gets
kill.
apathy,
And
forces the Uber.
That's a successful spy play right there.
Wait, Sandblast just juked, who is that bleeding over there? Deadly Seed? Yeah, Deadly Seed like, I found the spy, but just missed the Boston Basher and bled a little bit there for it. Uber advantage here for nobody. There's a nary an advantage to be seen, however the fellas are pushing in.
Now, how will he utilize this class that they know he's still alive on? No way. Okay.
Wait, Sandblast almost got a frag there, and it's just like, again, like putting yourself in the right position. Like, let's just beat these guys. Their health is so low. As Spy, you can see that. So Sandblast gets a nice pick. Calls the rest of them are very low. So that's why you can see here, normally this would be bot mode would not be caught dead in this fight. But Sandblast's call keeps bot mode in the game. What a great call from Sandblast. Oh, another one.
Wouldn't be caught dead with bot mode because he just kills you.
Oh, I love the way this team plays. It's like, yeah, when you're with Sandblast, it's like, he's going to be constantly calling for aggression, and even if you don't agree with it, there's some, like, he's got that, like, kind of kernel of where it's coming from. Like, he's always got some advantage that he is aware of that's calling around. And yeah, when you have a player, you know, shooting as accurately as bot mode, it's like, if you could put bot mode in the right place at the right time, you just grab a quick 2K here on last, get nice med for your advantage for your medics.
6 players following a bad play is better than 4 following a good play. Here's the Uber exchange. Guns are down.
jump scare.
A lot of fireworks there. Just kind of all happened at once.
They're freaking me out on LAN. So here we go. The score so far is 4-2 in favor of all my fellas here up against the Nitrous. So
Still doable for Nitrous.
yep, good amount of time here, especially to tie it up. Now, if all my fellas gets one more round, they win they win this map, which puts the best of 5 score line of up to 2-0. So remember, 3 wins wins the best of 5, 5 rounds wins this map.
They kind of really need this map.
Yeah, make sure you write your calculator here to land. Wait, and bot mode goes down to Trip, who was kind of living on borrowed time here. Trip, it's so funny the way Trip's playing around back and forth with this. Yeah, the equalizer, like kind of putting yourself in positions where it's like, I'll probably die, but if I don't, I'll get something out of it. So it keeps kind of paying off. Oh, nice rocket out of Trip as well. Even players, even Ubers, but second is now being contested. Kawa back on Soldier, lands on Dingo, but Uber actually goes just barely right direction. Hannah down for it.
And they had a lot of momentum there. They just kind of took their sweet time and lost 1 or 2 when they really shouldn't have. That could have been converted. Experience showing.
Alert. Our control point is captured.
All my fellas are a tough nut to crack, as though Nitrous is not one of the like handheld nutcrackers, but like the like Christmas ones that have the mouth that are really scary. Because I'd imagine you have a hard time. Well, any nuts are tough to crack with those because it seems like it'll just shoot shrapnel out of the mouth versus the ones you can hold in your hand. Probably don't do that.
I've never seen an actual nutcracker work.
Well, speaking of shrapnel, we got plenty going on here on Last. A lot of questions about how nutcrackers look and function. If anyone is aware in the chat, this is a great educational moment. Big sticky coming out of Psy Guy. Oh, you love seeing those damage numbers.
Another lesson, don't be anywhere around Psy Guy or he'll make you pay. That's it, just don't exist around him. And if you did, that's kind of on you.
You could say that he is cracked, but not in the way that you would go for, like he's cracked on the server, you know what I mean?
He's cracked, no Lamar Odom.
More on how confusing English is after the shots from bot mode, but holding that trigger discipline, had the medic crossing back and forth a good couple times, not able to find that shot that he was looking for. Hannah now on low HP, milking this Uber, losing the advantage, but gets second. So now we're basically even Ubers going into mid. If they use now, they might find a quick pick beforehand and apathy. There we go. Really nice lobbing those nades and Trip, hitting the geometry in a way that hits bot mode with like the maximum damage from the splash. Very well played.
I like them trying bot mode sniper. He's always made incredible things happen on that class, but you kind of have to tip your cap to that. Goodness gracious. What a jump.
Kawa got 2 free rockets there onto Dingo, and then the last rocket came out of Trip, who was just like, wait, Meds hit for 145? Great.
See, that was a drop. I didn't even realize that. I'm sure you could attest to this, Rogue. That ooh, nice stoppage of the cat. Oh.
Wow, he stops it.
That's fantastic. I'm loving these melee kills. As I was saying, as a medic, there are times where it's like, I don't care. I should not, and I'm not going to touch my mouse 2 button. If I die here, it's on you guys.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened right there with Trip acquiring the drop and them being able to still stay in last, still stay in the game. There's a little over, just about 5.5 minutes left. They need to convert the next 2 rounds, but absolutely this one to still have a chance. Deadly Seed's just going for sticky clears to get a lot of initial point time. That was a fantastic play. I personally love, if there's a special interest in TF2 that I'm good at, more specifically 6s, I'm really good at standing on the cap. So I can really appreciate that play that Deadly Seed just did. Take the flash, get rid of the stickies, and guess what? You can just exist on the point and they have to do something.
And great point, and shout out to Hannah from me as well, who like took the beam off Deadly Seed, and you know the demos are waiting for that point thing to show up, and they know someone's on point, they know they can det. So Hannah took it off for just a millisecond basically, so that it triggered the alert to Psy Guy, who then det the stickies, but then reflashed Deadly Seed just before they went off. So really well played out of Hannah, and wow, this is a bloodbath. Quacks and Sandblast going nuts out here with actually getting traded for it. Hannah going down. Okay. Yeah, they managed to clean up here. Deadly Seed, again, living on borrowed time, almost picks up a frag, but yeah, well played. So convincing mid, full advantage. There's 4 minutes left in this map. If all my fellas take a round win here, then they win map number, well, they win this map.
Still possible, but we've seen crazier things happen. But it's all on this last hold with full ad. I'm not sure if Stage J's had time to set up on Engineer, so they're about to just take it straight through.
Ooh, nice air shot and a nice flash onto the demo man, like having to walk forward into the enemy team and get that flash off. Sandblast actually ignoring the sentry, trying to pepper the pyro down his spawn. Goes to the point, and there we go. See, like, as soon as you hear that little point presence, you can det. And now the late stage heavy, basically, Deadly Seed. Ooh, wait, it's not quite enough. The point capture does come down, and there we go. That's the map win. Now, like, 2-0 in this best of 3 in favor of all my fellas.
That was, in fact, a good map. I will fully agree with all the players there.
Yeah, we saw some great play. I mean, Kawa on Pyro and winning from it. Like, that's incredible. We saw, yeah, 3 rounds. Like, I mean, the score is 4-3 there near the end. So it's like, you know, 1 point in favor of Nitrous even ties us up on this map. So showing a lot of promise, I think, here in this best of 5 grand finals.
It's good because it's good viewing for us and good viewing for us to convey to you to also view. So thank you for sticking with us. And if you haven't been watching this entire time, first of all, shame on you. And second of all, welcome to the RGB 7 stream. We're here in the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks, or Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, however you like to put it. And we're just nerds here, raising money and playing video games. Try and stick a, poke a hole in that argument. I doubt you could. We're having fun here.
That is correct. Yeah, having a lot of fun. Someday we'll figure out how Nutcrackers work. I'm still stuck on that one, but I think more pertinent and pressing in the time being is how map basically number 2 is going to look, because basically if all my fellows win a single map from here on out, they win RGB 7, they take home the first place prize, they take home the prize pool for winning our LAN here, and yeah, they take home all the marbles.
Speaking of prize pool, I did want to make a quick shout out. As I said, I've been coming here for 9 years now. It's just scary to think of my white hairs. But in that time, I've noticed almost every single TF2 tournament, there is an anonymous donator that puts in $500 to the prize pool. And I do not know who you are because you are anonymous. But I would like to say, we appreciate you and thank you so much. So it's more, it's a little more than what you would normally expect. Like, I did get third 1 year, and all I received back was my entry money. I received $5 back, but it's not about the money. It's about sending a message, and the message is what the map looks like. It is control point sultry. I am admittedly a little old, so I'm not familiar with the map almost at all. So this will actually be a good viewing experience for me as well.
That's right. Yeah, these teams now, like, I think especially since, after map number 1, they really got to, like, feel each other out, right? I mean, I think they, I think all my fellows played Nitrous first yesterday, like, as their first, or no, maybe not, but.
They were in different groups.
Okay, gotcha. So I guess in either case, there we go. Yeah, that's right. They played in the semifinals. So all my fellows did take the win over Nitrous, and in that interaction, basically, we got to see that, Nitrous sort of started finding their way back into the game, right? Okay, what worked and what didn't. Now in map number 1, what worked and what didn't. So they're kind of figuring it all out.
Metalworks was very close, so there was a lot of progress being made in figuring out the enigma of your opponent. But I mean, if they want to keep playing and they want to win, then they need to win the next 3 maps. No questions asked. I think that's just it's a tough sell, especially what they've been playing all day. So either way, I'm still expecting to see some absolute cinema because As I said, I'm not familiar with the map, but it'll be interesting to see how the best in the game go about it.
And I'll take a moment here to shout out our charities that we're here raising funds for. You know, video games are all well and good, and it's all fun and, well, it is all fun and games in this case. Thank you for playing here on LAN. So what we're working here towards is raising funds for these charities. So for RGB, there's 3 color channels that each represent a different charity that all the contestants and participants here at LAN are raising for. So first is Julia's Grace, building happy lives and happy moments for children and families who are afflicted with cancer and trying to help find whatever happiness they can in that case. Second is Help Hope Live, which helps alleviate those overwhelming financial burdens and all the logistics that go into medical expenses that are exorbitantly expensive. Finally, there's the Philly Tech Sisters working tirelessly to diversify the tech industry and help introduce women to color into that world. So these are the 3 charities that we're working so hard to support. And if you type !donate, you can participate from your very own home.
Wow, that's incredible. Would you happen to know if you select a certain charity, or would it just be in a general pool? Because regardless, send them blue team's way, because I'm part of blue team, even though I'm wearing a green jersey. But either way, any donation anybody makes is greatly appreciated, and you, as we described, know it's going to a good cause.
That's right. Now, yeah, and please as well, like, you know, if you're thinking about these charities later or thinking about LAN later, you know, you can go and find them directly. We have a portal on the RGB site. Yeah, what matters is getting the support to these groups that are doing such hard work. So, yeah, again, thanks to everyone who's helping support them and helping support us support them.
Front end, back end for RGB LAN staff, again, thank you for also letting me sit up here and, you know, shoot my shot with my good friend.
We have yeah, no, oh yeah. So if you type !donate, we would love yeah, for you to support these charities. There's some information here in the chat. Yeah, and if you go to the RGB website, you'll see all the different information for donations here. And here we're very grateful. I mean, you can see what direction is it? There we go. Down here in the corner of the screen, the name is flying by. So if you're not remembering them as well as you used to back when we all used to be young, then no worries. We'll have the little reminder here for you ticking by.
They do, I believe, my mistake, they have 11 in server. So we are just about ready. I'm sure, as we've explained, someone's taking their transitional map P break. So I believe once this player returns, we should be up and raring to go. Do you have any experience with Control Point Sultry? Or are we together on this? Are we just both old Highlander heads that don't have much of an affiliation with Sixes? We have an appreciation, not much of an affiliation.
Yeah, I've spent some time casting on it just here and there, but yeah, not really playing on it myself. So yeah, not super sharp on the call-outs in particular, but yeah, I mean, you would imagine that, like, you know, I think that's what's kind of beautiful about maps in particular, or like in general, I mean, is that the components of the map are what make the map interesting, right? Like, you know, we talked about something like, yeah, Metalworks having that like huge indoor area, but then the mid is just this like massive kind of like these huge vertical walls, right? The Thunderdome, you know, versus a map like Process, where it's like a lot more flat throughout, but there's like little like hills that kind of bob all the way up and down. People are jumping all up and down off of. So with that being said, we'll see Sultry firsthand here in our next map, where the score in this best of 5 is 2 maps up for all my fellas. So Nitrous will have to claw their way all the way back and win out from here in the reverse sweep. Here we go into Sultry.
Loving the architecture. Kind of reminds me of Sunshine a little bit. Soldiers take height and just blast behind. See if they can get anything from that.
Alexandra's working the jump in here on very low HP, but they don't know that. It goes in, tries to get the damage off, but actually, yeah, all my fellas are just kind of like picking off basically every player who gets too close. Trip, who's been sharp with a lot of these bombs, does go in, tries to delay the point, and
nice aerial arrow from Dingo, but really they did kind of actually separate their heals from the other half of their team. Really, it's just DM fest. Bye, fellas. Taking the super under and directly on the point.
Big jump here into the skybox. Sandblast taking the super advantage in. Sandblast goes pretty low. They get Kawa. The Quack's very low as well, so this push isn't going the way that they would hope. We have kind of working our way through this lobby. Right now, side guy working the way back out here, Mr. Porter. The name is Porter. Teleporter. And no, I have no idea what that's in reference to. But regardless, we have a fight now, like kind of bringing out into second here. Apathy working the way back out, and nice pipes. Right now, bot mode finally going down. Quack's down.
I'm seeing an off-class alert from both teams. Let's see. You know who I got my eyes on.
Secure the control point.
Now, Sandblast on the spy.
Do you think the Pyro was spy check?
Yeah, the old like cat and mouse game.
No, the medic spy checked. They didn't recognize it.
I didn't see-
Oh, man.
even the knife here flipping backwards. You know what's kind of funny on LAN? Spy could be worse. Where normally at LAN, normally online, there's like a bunch of spy-related activities you could do with like lag compensation. But here on LAN, it's like the second it's possible, it's possible. The second it's not, it's not.
As well as, you know, you really can't explicitly communicate that because I sat right by Monolith, and the one time I wanted to go spy, one of my teammates was too loud in telling them what was happening, so they were able to sniff me out.
We have Kawa here on the Pyro, just going for an aggressive play, like kind of get something weird, and did get kind of close to the medic, but nice couple shots from Sandblast.
That's their two-player sack, so it's on fellas to squeeze out a last here.
Yeah, Sandblast like poking and prodding here. Yeah, you can kind of see like there's like that tiny little balcony on last here, on second here, where the valley is kind of varied in the ways that you can fight it and contest it. You know, push it versus defend.
It's crazy that Sandblast took that aggression and just forced a medic and got right out of there. More spy gameplay. Are we just going to see a straight up friendly back cap? No, she comes up as an enemy. Doesn't matter.
Kawa on that spy.
Excellent work by Kawa. Just a quick tip, as I was saying, if you are going for a spy back cap, please be sure to, right before you decloak, make sure you are either undisguised or disguised as a friendly. So you start capping as soon as you start decloaking. Didn't matter at that time, though. It's still a great play.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Running Pyro to mid. I haven't seen this yet.
Kawa back on the old reliable here. Yeah, showing such prowess with these off classes. So yeah, on the side of Nitrous, they've been around the block for a good while, and cheers to honestly the rest of the team for working so well with the Pyro. Even Sandblast is going to be like, man, how am I on fire? And now the Soap's like, man, how did I get reflex hit? Like my damage is, ooh, wow. Apathy actually shooting regular pipes behind the Pyro air blast. So yeah, just kind of can't find their way into this mid here for all my fellas. The Pyro is suffocating, but Quacks. Oh, what a
Very
backward
close.
surf
Very
out of
close.
Hannah.
I think the most debilitating thing about fighting a Pyro in sixes and on mids, but in most scenarios, it's not about, you know, where they're positioned. It's just if you get that afterburn, it's not so much the damage that it does over time, it's taking away crit heals. Everyone can't get crit heals. Everyone's slowly losing health.
Yeah, you'll see on mid, Scouts will famously just pistol shot every. Oh wait, Bobo behind. Oh, we got forced to the super. But he just blended in.
Bot mode alone.
Yeah. Now Apathy shoving forward. There's 4 players live on each team, but it's like, yeah, when Apathy's this close to a Scout, especially Sandblast, who works so well in these close quarter engagements. Yeah, Sandblast here, like getting the beam is doing so much more damage than he's taking. That's stonks right there, and manages to grab another pick.
In close corners too, as Scout, like that's very impressive. You were right to note his movement. It's pretty good. No silly classes for Nitrous here yet, because I'd say Kawa's on a 7-second spawn timer.
Now we have our players working out here. Wait a second, Trip, woo, go over for a little play, work it back out. The soldiers like Quack trading some damage there. Not fighting too much, okay, but you get second decently comfortably. Nice job from the soldiers to clear the way.
Kawa's back on Pyro. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
now Hannah is still on only 40% Uber, so it's going to take a very long time to get back in this game. You're going to have to hope you have enough time to get Uber by the time last becomes on the menu. Ooh, the shot almost came out onto, oh, and that arrow even. If that got Dingo, that we would have had a very different game on our hands.
Do you think the frag big compilation of close calls that would be considered clippable? Like, how many hours would that be? Hundreds of hours of close calls.
Oh yeah, you're exactly right. Like in other universes, they would be like lane-defining plays, right? Yeah, a lot of footage out there.
Kind of took their time there, but it was only a one-player sack, so they can still hang out, unless Sandblast gets caught out by them pushing.
Yeah, like Apathy is again positioning really well here. Finally starts taking damage, but so many players were looking at him for so long that the rest of the team gets to kind of flank and crossfire. You get to, again, see if an opening presents itself and surprise.
They take some stragglers and as well as get forced, so let's see if... all right, here's the exchange.
Very good milk out of Dingo, actually. Like, now they have a better Uber, but, you know, the numbers are down, but yeah, nice Alexandros. So they're cleaning this up in a way that they wouldn't have been able to if Dingo didn't milk that long. So good call out of Apathy to look that way, but good call out of Dingo and Saiga to just survive.
That is a lot of cap. That was, wow, I was about to say there's a lot of cap time before someone converged, but they were just too slow to do that. We are now tied at 1.
Yep, in this map, so far the score in maps is 2-0 for all my fellows. If they win one more map, they win RGB LAN number 7 here in Philadelphia. But for the time being, Nitrous is clawing their way back in. You know, every journey begins with the first step. And then
hit singles. All you got to do is hit singles. Don't worry about home runs.
Yeah. On our mid fight here, it's interesting on this mid, like how far apart the teams are while still looking at each other. It feels almost like process, but without the stuff in the way. So the damage coming in right now. Actually, Dingo does go down, so Nomad follows up on Trip's damage, does get the pick. Sandblast cleans up Kawa. Hannah survives. They lose the mid, but they have the advantage. What would you rather? Would you rather win mid but lose your med, or would you rather lose mid but you have full ad?
Depends on how they get out of mid. You know, if it's, I take an exchange on second. Like that's fine, but you know, if they have ad, then that kind of stinks because you may also have the backup to last. That's a good question. I'm gonna think more about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it too, but yeah, you're exactly right. Like if you flub your Uber ad out of second, you just like get pushed to last with now dis ad. But whoa, nice rocket Hannah. Ooh, forces at the last second here. Trying to meet up with their player in the lobby, is screaming to the team, I need someone to Uber, please. We can win this if you just come here. Finally find somebody. Saiga not able to get out. Working our way onto mid, and there might be enough of a chase here. No, not quite. Yeah, Sandblast kind of puts up a wall and grabs Trip here. So backing Dingo out with basically full advantage here for pushing back into mid.
Still, to take back mid with what they were given, you know, turning a pile of barley into a pint of beer.
Well, I like that one. Working our way now into second. So again, Sandblast getting this cap time before the Ubers even come out. What a jump! Wait a second. I'm guessing that was Trip who like really danced around him there, trying to see for an opening on Dingo. Does sort of find it. Like the Uber gets forced out. You know, basically what you want to do is like not give up second for free. Is like the middling way to go. Like if Trip got the drop, hooray, we can hold second. If Trip dies but Dingo doesn't use, that's catastrophic for last. So this is kind of right down. You know, the baby bear, not too good, not too bad of a play here holding last.
The urgency is starting to affect Nitrous here. It is an ad push, but they feel like they need to make some noise. You know, can't just sit on last the whole game. Good conversion, but Dingo did get out, so we're in kind of a leapfrog scenario right now, unless anything crazy happens.
I got scared there, but they knew something I didn't there. I thought, like, how are they letting Saiga live so long? And Mr. Porter, and, like, they literally walked past him, saw him, and then, like, turned back to fight him again. So they just used Uber to walk forward and back again. But I see now that they were able to clean up those frags by putting a little bit of pressure on the rest of the team in choke, so.
Fellas receive forward spawns, which is huge, huge.
Kawa wrapping in from behind enemy lines here. Going for the jump. The scout actually floats it forward.
Wow.
Does not hit that last fadeaway air shot onto the medic. Dude, that was nuts. So yeah, like even the shots from the scattergun like kind of lifted Kawa like a little further into the medic. But okay, we have about even Ubers here pushing into second. All my fellas actually still have a player behind with capping. So that player is like effectively dead for the next 5 seconds while this fight proceeds. There we go. They now come in, but they do have full health. So Uber's faded, health barely favoring Nitrous, but
we'll take an exchange. We'll hang out a little bit more.
Sandblast just in and then just out. You know, just be who you want to be and do what you want to do. Uber's even.
Where you do what you say what you mean, and one thing leads to another.
Yeah, shout out to the song "Mean It" by Lewis Cole, which is one of my favorites. Anyone hip to it on that front, you're truly a person of culture. Anyone not there yet, welcome.
I'm getting a little bored here. No off classes, just hanging out, just waiting for full Uber from both sides, and waiting for someone to blink.
So do you think like for those Nutcracker guys, like does the jaw hinge like on a pivot or does it go like straight up and down? Like, because if it's a hinge like pivot thing, it'll probably shoot all the insides out all over in front, right?
I don't know if I want to be thinking about Nutcrackers now.
Well, me neither. I'm stuck like this. Yeah, I mean, there's no way through but forward on this one.
If we play product, then I might think about it, because that's just a Nutcracker map.
Yeah. So here we go. The Pyro out for Kawa, working our way into the mid here, and like there's so many different fights going on in different parts of the map. Like we have we have some going on like the different flanks here on the point itself, and even these Ubers are just like, all right, here's the fight. It's all of us just kind of standing next to each other.
Sandblast wanted the chase, but I think they're still trying for it.
Kawa's such a threat here. Like, they feel so sticky with this Pyro, you know? Like,
sticky.
Oh my god, burning the demo and soldier so they both don't have crit heals for a last ad push, like a player's ad push. Oh my god, and this, again, one reflect is like, whoops. Look at this person burning, taking fall damage. Like, it's so suffocating. Jeez. This is miserable for me to watch. Like, as if I were pushing in this situation, I would be livid. But here we go. Apathy actually with a massive bomb hits the first one and the second follow-up. Really nice shot out of Trip and a quick one out to Cracks as well. And now who is this caught out? Of course, that would be Psy Guy. Not able to survive this hold. But wait a second.
We got a back
nice
cap.
back cap out of Alexandros, who caught Deadly Seed. Just won the 1v1 on last and caps a point. Sorry, did the last just explode? That's awesome.
I think we're on Pyro Vision.
Yeah, this looking at screens too much here on LAN. It's all blending together.
2-1 for the fellas. They have a one-round advantage. I think if they make it 2, then case gets pretty convincing for a clean sweep.
Here on this mid, yeah, we have Cal on the Pyro. Yeah, Psy Guy here like getting healed up. This afterburn again is miserable. We have now actually a good bit of damage, kind of on both sides, and there we go. The first pick, Deadly Seed, Nomad Apathy, 1, 2, 3, all falling, dropping like flies. Now Sandblast has this full buff, ready to kind of clean up anyone who's here. It's like, yeah, Sandblast having a full buff.
They're trying to chase this.
Yeah, it's as Scout. Oh wait,
Alex could get it. He could get it. He's very close.
Oh, Hannah like bobbing and weaving, going the way you don't expect, going for the surf. A very nice second surf.
Ah, wow, nice one. Excellent play.
Nice out of Alex, but you know the thing for Hannah too is like, so as a medic, if you're going to die, you want to die quickly, right? So you respawn faster.
That was the worst. That was the worst case scenario.
Yeah. But also like, I mean, Dingo is full ad anyway, so it's like, even if you killbind, you're backs up against the wall, so it's a very much lose.
We're seeing a change in Medigun here. See if they can pants them with the crits. But going into full Uber, I'm not confident.
Right, 50% here.
Plenty of ancillary classes as well.
Trip goes on first. Yeah, that's a tough one. So they do get a good bit of damage out, but oh my god, Psy Guy has 5 people locked in spawn. Somehow, there's actually not that much cap time down. But okay, we're getting pick after pick here. Yeah, it's like, let's just clean them all up. Sandblast cleaning house.
My buddy Sam told me in some maps or some scenarios, if you can get the demo spamming at whatever entranceway they're supposed to be coming from, then you're kind of set up for it. All right, fellas taking a 2-round advantage. It is 3-1. As I said, it's still doable in 14 minutes, but I'm sure Nitrous is starting to get tired.
Yeah, this I also did catch Last exploding. Luckily I've not been carbon monoxide poisoning. Shout out to RGB LAN 5 where the motocross expo was across the hall running carbon monoxide inside. Don't know how well the law works in general, let alone carbon monoxide law. Nice bomb from Quacks onto Hannah, like the fast kind of quick rockets. Takes the pick onto the medic. Dingo here full, you're just kind of playing to protect your med. But Sandblast, hang on. Sandblast kind of overextends past the medic. And now Kawa Deadly Seed flying forward into
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Quick bop. But last second Deadly Seed keeping them in the game.
Dingo with the melee fencing there. Just a slight tap of the S button and whack.
Which is being contested.
Dingo being a late spawn here, right? We talked before that, Hannah tried to survive and failed, so they had dishad. Now, Dingo tried to survive and failed, so has massive dishad again. It's about 30%. Big traits happening, and losing your demo first is a nightmare. Like losing a soldier as well. Oh, nice try, Trip. But yeah, there we go. Only 2 up. Good thing it's a scout that can speed boost your medic, sure, but yeah. Wait, I'm just realizing, so normally Dingo aliases is like Junie from Spy Kids, right?
Yes.
So Spy Kids 3, there's the guy where Elijah Wood comes in. He's like, I'm the guy. I'm the ultimate gamer. And I usually give the speech like, together we can accomplish anything. We will accomplish everything. What else? He is like, if we play off each other's strengths and cover each other's weaknesses, there's nothing we can't accomplish.
I think I know a guy who said something like that. Shout out to Dodoris and Dr. Also H. Clef. Kind of a failed sack there by Quacks, but it's full ad. They have an NG and last. One player disad isn't the end of the world, but maybe with these players, we'll see. Trips in and comes face to face with a sentry gun, but still converts into a trade. Losing Sandblast is big because they don't have any scouts up. Yeah, bot mode is scout minus right now, but the double jumps and the movements. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, wait, Quacks. Wow, I don't know why that rocket felt so loud. Somehow, yeah, Quacks managed to hit a big amount of damage.
Kawa's back on Pyro.
Eva Uber's on last here. Anyone just joining us, so this is a best of 5 grand finals here at RGB LAN. If All My Fellows takes a single map for the rest of this entire best of 5 series, they win LAN. But right now, Nitrous is clawing their way back in. They have to reverse sweep basically here in the best of 5 grand finals in order to take the win. So here we are in the start of their run. They are pushing into All My Fellows last, and we have about 11 minutes left in this map in particular.
Still, this is a doable last push, even with even Ubers. That player ad is screaming at fellas right now. They're trying to get some spam on this gun, and they lose a player in the process.
Something funny about our just kind of feed here with the HUD everyone is watching at home. For me, when I see the medic pull out the medigun, I clench a little bit. Oh no, if they get bombed right now, they can't pop, right? Even though that is really not happening at the time, but it could, just that kind of fear.
Good force.
Nice play out of
Good force.
Yeah, fear gets me, and yeah, now Dingo is. The Ubers run down. Hannah has full ad. They are on second playing super safe. They're down 2. They can't quite hold. Or they don't want to take that risk. Let's just take the full ad in, right?
I think it'd be fine to give him second because that would force bot mode to go and switch. And, they win a fight. He's not going to have time to get back up on Engineer and have all that support with a level 3 gun. I will say, with all the time I played on Engineer, I sometimes wish I got the full experience, the full spa day treatment of my big burly teammates stopping all angles of spam. Or you can just Uber and jump right into the gun. That works too.
Yeah, the heavy on last here, trying to hold it down. a lot of damage coming across here.
They took too long to try and convert, and now they will be punished.
And now I'm actually kind of stressed. It looks like Hannah might not survive. Losing your scout means you lose that speed boost. And there we go. Yep, getting that crossfire, closing out the exit. So really well played out of Guy here, saying like, okay, if we get them, then great. If we don't, I'm going to close their exit.
This is I think heartbreaking for Nitrous. They really needed that round. Although great force by Trip. Trip has been doing lots of the little intangibles, the good jumps, forces, needed picks to keep Nitrous in the game for as long as possible.
More and more, one after another, falling like dominoes, and we have now this push going all the way into last. So we're kind of swept all the way back from, at least for All My Fellows, where All My Fellows defended their own last and is now on the precipice of the enemy team's last point. Wow, so much damage and weight. Hannah down to 20 HP. Cracks doesn't seal the deal, neither does Alex. So
they can take it right back. They can take it right back, but they have to go the distance of the map.
Even Ubers, Kawa on Pyro. Do we get the forward spawns? Yes, we will. The mid cap is not going to come down.
No bot mode. That's huge.
Wait a second. Guy is just on the low ground. Was setting up a trap while the rest of the team was taking a fight above deck here, above board. So now losing your demo again is like kind of catastrophe. Trading for apathy. Great work.
Sandblast wants this exchange.
Uber does come out and wow, saving Deadly Seed at the last second again. Deadly Seed on 15 HP against Sandblast here. Wait, ooh, take up down to 9.
Close. That was very close.
Yeah, that would have been round if Deadly Seed like hit like literally one extra pellet on Dingo at that point. But now
they're looking for the back cap, but I believe ×6 is faster, even with that slight delay.
Oh, yes! Oh! God, this is how you like stand up and yell at Guy like, come on, what do you got here? That's my favorite part of LAN is screaming at my opponents. Like I like to think I have a well-meaning demeanor, but you know what else is LAN for?
I had a good back and forth with Gamble in that aspect because we were almost directly across from each other, and every time we'd win the 1v1, we just shout at him.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta like get the wins on the server and off the server.
Absolutely.
You know,
so
diversify your portfolio.
So on the server, they have a slow and methodical push right into last. Just Kawa. Maybe they can 1v4. Okay, there's one.
Wait a second. Okay, not bad. Okay, but not great either. So here we have it. Tournament points.
We are standing. We are standing at the edge. Yeah, no, it's like a porthole.
So here we go. If All My Fellas take a single round on this map, they take the map, the match, the tournament, the prize pool, the glory, all of it. So Nitrous are up with their backs against the wall, have to make a miracle happen here and run it all the way back here on LAN. Welcome to what may be the final mid-fight, but for now, we have to see if All My Fellas has what it takes to seal the deal, win LAN here and now. Oh my God, what a rocket onto Sandblast's head there. Send him cratering straight down. No, whoop.
Oh, wow.
Both medics trying to go for the crossbow. The damage ones do more than the healing ones, so over time you favor the offense. But anyway, it's a quick now 3v3 as the dust settles.
Wow!
Nitrous.
Blocked by Alexandros. Great stoppage on Trip there.
All My Fellas. Oh, wait a second. Hannah a little bit too comfortable here. And doesn't have Uber yet. Bot mode knows and doesn't see the electric, little crackling around the medigun. So, yeah, Dingo building a little bit better. Pushes that advantage and seals the deal.
Anyone else just hear a bell chime?
+2! Or no, not quite, but plus like 1 and like a good chunk extra just for bonus points. Kawa going down, Apathy again being a very late death. Like, oh, you're going to be full disset on last, and your demo still has a 15-second respawn timer. But okay, I guess it's fine. You did do a good job of buying time on mid, so the point capture isn't going to come down for a while. Apathy will be up with plenty of time. Trip. Oh yeah, gets the like.
Nice
I don't know.
force, but
That's one where like you don't have to force.
Depends on what they do with it, but losing Hannah, that doesn't mean it does anything. They have 3 players to kill, 4 if Trip comes up. And seems their golden ticket is right here by getting on the point and winning the game.
3, 2, 1. There it is. All my fellas holding their champion belt, the crown here of RGB LAN.
In
Greater
convincing,
Oaks.
convincing fashion, too.
Yeah, all my fellas have won LAN. Your LAN champions here, coming all the way through the upper bracket, undefeated, losing a couple rounds here, but not losing any maps. So all my fellas, you know, the Sandblast dynasty holds true here on LAN.
He is a Jersey boy, so as long as RGB is happening, he will be there for them, and he will be there at the top of the mountain waiting for any worthy challengers. And seriously, another fantastic TF2 event. We had 7 teams just play and have fun. You know, maybe I think the glory is just an added bonus. You know, we're all here to just enjoy each other's company and help some kids, help some charities, and just be ourselves. Be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, and I love that play out of Nitrous. I think they were the underdogs here, but it didn't feel like it. You know, sometimes it feels like they're down and out, but this was competitive. It was action-packed. Everyone had an impact in their own way. And yeah, we'll actually look to bring in our champions for a little bit of a post-match interview.
Ooh, we get a little powwow with some of the champs.
Before we do that, we'll send it to a break just as we go and collect them. But also before that, we'll shout out our charities here at RGB LAN. This whole tournament, everything we're bringing you here, all serves to support the 3 charities, the RGB charities that we're here to support. So the first is Julia's Grace, working to create happy moments and the happiest lives they can for children suffering from cancer and for their families supporting them as well. Help Hope Live helps make sure those back-breaking medical bills aren't, well, breaking your back so hard that you need another medical bill just for your own back. They serve to, you know, kind of provide that financial support to the different, like, again, enormous medical bills and help finance basically those kinds of situations. Finally, the Philly Texas is creating opportunities for women of color in tech. If you type !donate, you can help us out and, you know, support all these charities. We're so happy to play video games here and support. But for now, any last thoughts before we send it to a quick break for our interview?
Particularly, no. Again, this was just a wonderful experience for me, and to just get up here and just be myself. And I'd say it went pretty well. Wouldn't you say, Rogue?
Yeah, you killed it. Who would have thought this is your first time on the mic? Yeah, it was a blast. We saw some great games, and you know, being in here again, it's just so fun. Like, we're hearing the booming of all these events going on around us, people huddling around different booths, like the speedrunning booth, this and that. So yeah, we'll be back shortly with probably Sandblast and a couple of that crew. So we'll catch you very soon.
Thank you.
All right, welcome, Sandblast, our LAN champion, holding it down yet again for how many LANs in a row is this now?
This is number 4 on the 4-peat.
Just putting the crown on you.
Oh,
you really.
I love this LAN, man. I swear, this is the best LAN. Like, the environment is just so good. I don't know why more people don't come, man. Like, it happens like twice a year. The next one will probably be in March or April. It's so much fun, man. Like, there's so many things to do. It's in a great area, Pennsylvania. It's not far from the airport. If you're a TF2 player and you just love LAN and you got a little extra funds to spend, you know, even rooming with a bunch of people, just pull up, man. It's such a good time. It really is.
Yeah, I think maybe the biggest inhibitor for a lot of our wonderful players there, more cross country. You kind of have a little bit of the local boy buff. You only got an hour drive.
Yeah, I do only have an hour drive, which is definitely a buff. But like I said, man, you know, if you missed, like, for some reason, if you missed the RGL LAN and didn't play or didn't spectate, and then you didn't come here to hang out with everybody and do the same thing, this is a way more chill environment. I mean, I would love it to be more competitive. I mean, we had some closer games against the Trip team, but we had a little bit of a different roster than we normally would for the RGB lineup. But at the end of the day, man, I want Banny.
Uh-oh.
Get your ass here now. You live in Texas now.
Wow.
So you have a 2-hour flight, and come take me down, big dog. Or anyone else who wants to take me down. I'm an easy target. I'm really not that good.
Has anyone seen Froyotech? Like,
no, because they're Mickey. They're Mickey. Big
Ouch.
Mickey.
You're pushing the dagger right in there.
I mean, it's not my fault. G6 smokes them now. So, I mean, maybe if Froyo goes, G6 goes. I mean, it's not my fault.
That would be good. Where's G6 too? No, I'm just kidding.
No, G6 does it. We have bot mode here. Sometimes Law Guy goes, but Law Guy DQ'd last minute. I mean, at the end of the day, Benny, don't be a fraud, bro. You got to come back to LAN. You got to win one of these years again. You know, it's been such a long time. But you know, at least I'm holding it down though. I'm doing my thing.
And you know, as you kind of pointed out, there's always maybe a little bit of a sizable skill crevice from the first,
which is
second,
fine. Honestly,
third,
like
and everyone else.
genuinely speaking, if you are a new to competitive, like I am, main level player, like this is probably the best LAN tournament to play in, to like get LAN experience, get the LAN nerves, you know, taken out of you, and just have a great time with your friends, man. There's Top Golf nearby, an amazing strip, literally all within a 10-minute drive, and I think people are just missing out not coming here.
Dude, the town of Phoenixville needs you on their city council.
Yeah, Phoenixville's a great area, man.
Yeah, cheers to that. So, yeah, I mean, we saw a killer game, and yeah, we saw a lot, I think, out of the, like, Pyro in particular was a funny one. So, yeah, how'd that feel,
Can I
huh?
swear?
Yeah, not quite, if you don't mind, but
I gosh darn hate Pyro, man. Just gosh darn hate it. It's so easy to counter, but if you step forward 1 inch too far, you're just burning up. It sucks, man. But I like it, man. Everyone played good. It was a fun LAN. You know, I tried to play the ultimate bracket, but TF2 is just such a long part of the day. I can't do anything else at RGB.
Hey, you played some ultimate last night.
I did 2OU and Swiftly with Snake.
Thanks for you know,
Blasting.
putting me on a different dimension,
all
but
good, man.
also going out to eat and allowing me to play and have a great time. Because,
Of course.
you know, there's plenty of other games you could show up and still play it. I mean, as you said, like it's one of the best LANs for a new player, because you still have hours of TF2 you get to play.
It's
You get
such a great
group.
time.
You get a winner's bracket, and you go all throughout losers that you choose.
Because I'm packing up, so we're trying to get out and grab some food. So last little bit of shout outs and thanks. Obviously, again, Fragile and everyone at RGB for still allowing us here, man.
Thank you, Fragile.
I mean, I can't even think about RGB without TF2. Like, I probably wouldn't even come, even though it's an hour drive, and I can meet new people and play some different games. It's just TF2s just brings me over here every single time, man. And I genuinely think, bro, we could easily get 12 teams. I think the next RGB, you know, easily we can get 12 teams. And I encourage people to come, whether you're new, you know, intermediate player or an invite player, you know, come make a pug team, man. Come chill, come hang out. It really is a great time. But I do want to shout out, obviously, my team. Alex Andros is a first-time RGB LAN winner, so it is nice to kind of get
congratulations
him
to
into
Alex
the club.
Andrews.
You know, get the Mickey LANs in while you can. But yeah, shout out to like all my homies, Howard, Soapy, Marmalou especially. I love Marmalou to death.
Miss Marmalou.
Same with Howard. I love Howard to death. Just so much. I love Howard. And Benny, I expect you here next RGB to take me down. If you don't,
Wow.
you're just fake, bro.
Oh my
And honestly,
God.
I think a LAN win in the next 2 years would be at least nice for you. At least in the next 2. I know I haven't won a season yet. I came damn close. But hey, man, I think you're due for a LAN win. This could be yours.
The horn has been sounded. The horde has been alerted. So
right.
that's all Sandblast's thoughts and opinions.
That's all I got. Other than that, I love everyone who pulls out, man. Seriously, we got to keep this LAN alive until they stop running RGB. Seriously.
Well, as long as they run it, you'll be here for it, and that's
100%.
what matters. So
I'm here every
congratulations
year.
on another dub, my man.
I appreciate you. Appreciate
Yeah,
you guys.
cheers, man.
I got to jump out and pack up. I love everybody. Thank you.
Mic drop. Thanks, big guy. Appreciate you.
got it. There we go. So that has been Sandblast. Thank you so much for the interview. Our tournament champion, and 4 in a row. I thought it was 3, actually.
That's impressive. He's been doing this since 2019, I believe.
Wow.
That's a long time to be on top. It's rarefied air. It tastes different. It smells different, and you walk with a little strut in your step. So, being a part of that experience, as well as playing and casting, I'm very appreciative of it. So, another fantastic tournament, Rogue. Thanks for allowing me up here, and I got to call it with you.
Yeah, thank you too, man. I'm having such a blast, and yeah, shout out to Sandblast throwing down the gauntlet too. Like, this is such a good LAN. I really can't, like, obviously, work here, but is this a job? I guess I'm not sure yet. Find out next RGB. Just kidding. So we have a really exciting RGB next coming up whenever that happens. I'd love to see that massive slew of teams really, leaving it all on the line.
It was nice of him to comment on that. Last LAN, we had only 7 teams. This time, we had only 7 teams. Please come out and play. You'll still have a great time. It's all about the vibes here. I just want to give a very quick shout out to my mom. Hi, I'm on TV. My teammates at the Goblin Zone, Starka, Brian, Hedgehog Hero, Sam, and Magma. It was great to play with you guys. I had a lot of fun. And shout out to all the other teams for coming and playing and adding a big addition to what makes RGB so special. And one more thank you to the RGL staff from top to bottom, from the bottom of my heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for allowing us to just be gamers derping around a little bit, having some fun.
Yeah, big shout out to Connie Kins, our theme director here, who runs such a great show. Oh, yeah? Whoops. Wait. Sorry, just regular Connie, not Connie Kins. I'm getting word that I've made a grave error. My mistake. Well, to be fair, there's also like 4 rogues, so I've shaken a lot of hands of people who thank me for things I have no idea about. But, thank you really to Connie, our theme director, who runs a phenomenal show and puts up with my mistakes such as this. So really grateful for that. And yeah, for the 10-year like homecoming. I can't believe we've been here for so long, going all the way back to 2014, playing TF2 LAN, holding it down for a whole decade straight. So I've been Rogue. I'm joined by Spade Slick. Thank you to everyone for watching, and we'll catch you for Smash next up.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Go Celtics, by the way.